We should now be live. Hello, humans. Welcome back to Persona 4 Arena. Last time we finished up the story of Yu Narukami and Yosuke Hanamura, our homies. And today I said we would do all three of the Cease humans to see how they're chilling in Persona of the Fours. So yeah, we're gonna start with the man, the myth, the legend himself, the boxer boy, Akihiko's Sanada. So let's go. Let's do this. We're gonna do a lot of talking too because of the fact that this game requires a lot of time. But
I'm a long way from home.
yo, ever since I left Japan, I've been constantly searching for places to test my strength. Where I wound up on the ass end of the globe. As I walk down a dark alley, a dry wind blows. I can see people inside the buildings, but I don't sense any life here. That's because it's quiet doesn't mean it's anything close to safe, though. Wow. Well, it just shows that not everyone in the world is affluent. I sense a hostile presence from somewhere. I glance around and see two thugs smirking at me with narrowed eyes. Our gaze meet, and those thugs, a seedy-looking large man and a thin man, stand before me.
Yo, bro, haven't seen your mug around here. Lucky thing we noticed you. Come on, man, spare us some change. We just need a little, man. We'll double it in no time in that gam.
You're in my way.
The thugs are momentarily stunned by my answer, but their shock quickly dissolves into anger.
And we were being friendly. I should have pulled this on you at the start.
He pulled out a gun. Oh no. The large man's word produced a fusillade of spittle as he simultaneously whips out what he believes is his trump card. It's a gun. Here's the muzzle in front of my mouth in a threatening manner.
A body like that, and you gotta resort to a gun? To begin with, do I really look like I carry that much money on me?
Ain't you Japanese? Most Asians stupid enough to come waltz around here? I know it. Come on, give me everything you got, or it's gonna be your brains on the...
Large man is quite short-tempered. I wonder if his mood swings are due to a lack of calcium in his diet. Wow. I guess you really don't get to choose what you eat when you live in a place like this. Large man apparently realizes that he can simply take my cash when I'm dead, and his fat fingers cheer before I can reply. Gunshot rings and sends a shockwave through the alley's.
Son of a bitch!
Large man stands stupefied. He recoils himself, throws a few more rounds in my way.
What the... What kind of hit him?
It's because I'm dodging his shots, not the bullet. They obviously move faster than the human body. But a slow man uses the gun. The problem is that he has to point the gun where he wants to send the bullets, and I can see him doing that. I'm just reading his gun's movement and get out of the line of fire before he shoots. It's that simple. I bet he thinks there's something wrong with the gun or that he's not aiming well. Some people. I think it's the embodiment of the phrase, a big head and a little wit. Wow, bro, leave him alone. You're gonna destroy this man's career. Nero realizes what's happening. I dodge his hail of bullets and quickly close the distance to my attempted murderer. I get a good look at his face, contorting in fear and confusion.
Checkmate.
He beat him up. I strike once, burying my fist into his porcine gut. His body lifts off the ground for a brief moment before it collapses to the ground backwards. Messin Pops lifts a huge cloud of dust, and the man doesn't stir from his place on the ground.
You should be more careful who you pick your fights with.
I agree. Till something throws back, and I hear the loud click of a switchblade being unfolded. Drops into a crouch, coiled and ready to strike.
At least you know the basic.
Probate extends his arm and thrusts the dully shining knife toward me in a telegraphed attack. I get inside his arm and swide the attack angle of the blade out of my way with my right hand and connect with my left hand underneath its jaw. Since he attacks in the most obvious fashion, I repel the attack with the most obvious counter. The uppercut lands flush, and the man is cast into the air as he utters an undignified scream.
I gotta hand it to you for not abandoning your pal.
Sheesh! Aw, sheesh! Why'd you have to say sheesh? I didn't come on a journey to waste my time getting the scraps that I don't even rate as a good warm-up. Damn, bro! I love him. Although, honestly, pretty much all that I encountered so far in my training was a continuous morass of tedious quarrels. Now, up ahead, huh? I noticed the dust that the dust from the fat man's landing has gotten on my cape, and I brushed it off. This is the only mark I took from the encounter. Bodily injuries will heal over time if they are left alone. Thing can't be said about one's clothing.
Damn, that was impressive stuff.
Someone speaks to me out of the blue. I glance over at the man. It looks like a bartender, hesitantly emerging from a nearby bar. Seems he watched the entire thing unfold.
What a fight! And against a man with a gun? Are you a ninja or something?
Yes, we are ninja.
That's not important. Where are the police? I'd have thought all the gunfire would catch their...
I respond to my bewildering by laughing in even more dumbfounded manner and shrugs.
Things like that happen all the time. The only authority here is the gun. Everyone who's not connected dies in poverty. That's been how it works for over 50
Damn, bro. That's fair.
I see.
Those who are not competitive on here and that a bitter feeling wells up inside me. Everything in this world runs on connections. A connection is just another form of power. People say that the most important things can't be obtained by power, but I figure that means the other 9 is simply a matter of power. That includes one's lifespan, and at times lifespans of those close to you as well.
Hey, why not stop in for a drink? It's on the house. Seeing what you did made my...
The bartender's cheerful voice snaps me out of my
Are you
ruminations.
sure? The cartel you mentioned might not like that.
Hey, I'll get off easy compared to you. All I did was offer you a drink, not beat the hell out of...
A drink, huh?
Do you have the good stuff in stock?
Huh?
It's hard to obtain that certain something around here. I haven't had any for a couple days, actually.
What is it you're talking about, mister?
Protein. I need a double shot of protein.
Oh,
Make it quick. It's only half as effective 30 minutes after I burn some...
sorry, I don't know that brand.
No. It's...
Oh, Chiefs, what do I think? You never know unless you try, but it's pretty stupid. Just look at a bartender in a dive bar like this would have protein drinks. I had to collect myself. When I finally return to Japan, I'll have all the protein my muscle fibers are carrying out for. It sounds great just thinking about it. Mountains of protein. Protein as far as the eye can see. My dreams of what a world of infinite protein would be like are interrupted. I take out my cell phone and see that I received an email. There are 3 important things on the sub-display. The first is that the icon that tells me the international roaming service is in effect. Second is named Kirijo. Oh, Mitsuru! The last thing is the word urgent.
Looks like opportunity's knocking sooner than I expected.
Yeah! I can't hide my smirk. The fact that the message is urgent means that I'm being summoned for a mission.
Fine with me. I haven't found any opponents worth my time here anyway.
Plus, the training journey I'm on was for preparation for these missions. It was my way of showing that I wouldn't be suited for taking on these special missions professionally. Seems that either my plan is working or that this is fate telling me to slay my results has come.
I can't wait to see what kind of challenge there is in store.
I imagine what this unknown enemy could be and thrust my left fist proudly towards the foreign winds. I can't keep my body from trembling with excitement. I plant my fist into my right palm. Yeah! The P1 Grand Prix. Early morning, May 3rd, Japan. A flight that took over in half a day, I arrive in Japan. Every time I fly, it always strikes me how cramped the seats are and how boring long flights are. That we're placed in a hypoxic environment. It's ways not to be able to see with tech decks or give us access to some cardio equipment. As I head towards the arrival lobby while thinking about my ideal airline, there's something I haven't heard in a while. The newscast reporting in my mother tongue.
Good morning. It's May 3rd, Constitution Memorial Day. Our top story today is an update on the hijacking. 5 men attempted a daring hijacking of a domestic airline. The first such incident in Japan in the 21st century. Police began their official interrogation of the arrested suspects this morning.
Wow.
But all depositions have been vague so far, with suspects complaining of muddled memories. Psychiatric exams are being considered.
That must be the incident she mentioned in her email.
2 days ago in Japan, a jumbo jet bound for Kagoshima was hijacked by a group of 5 men. Hijacking attempt was quickly dealt with because of the hijackers' half-hearted planning, but there was a bigger issue. Unbeknownst to the public, the passenger flight that was hijacked was going to have a very important piece of cargo loaded onto it. During the confusions around the hijacking investigations, cargo seems to have been stolen before it was loaded on the plane. The hijacking was just a smoke screen for the real crime. Using hijacking as a distraction for a simple cargo theft is pretty daring, but it's also desperate and risky. My mission is to retrieve the cargo from whoever wanted it so badly. That isn't a situation that can just be left to an ordinary policeman. This cargo is extremely dangerous, and the retrieval has to be done discreetly due to its sensitive nature. Look away from the monitor and begin walking. My cell phone immediately begins realizing while I was watching for this entire time. The name Mitsuru appears on the subdisplay. She's the one who summoned me for this mission. Tell her any details about my return flight, which nothing found the information on her own and called off from learning my friend's arrival. She's still as prepared as ever.
It's me.
It's been a long time, Akihiko. I'm sorry to call you.
Yo, it's a Saya. Hello, welcome. Hope you're doing good, my dude.
Was it a good stopping point?
Mitsuru had a much greater standing in the group than I did, but we've been classmates since middle school, and she fought alongside me in the biggest battle. I have a feeling that the reason we were able to pull through such an ordeal was that we helped each other back then.
So, who's our
Say you're here with the P3 class. we got all the
We joined
P3 people
Asia.
in this one.
You received the brief I sent you, right? What I didn't say directly in it is that the stolen cargo was from Ergo Research.
I figured it would be Kirijo group related, with you having to call me back.
Most ordinary people in Japan would have at least heard of the name Kirijo, the Kirijo Group, a large conglomerate, one of the few within Japan that can boast a large market share overseas. Her influence is so overheard that they touch many aspects of typical citizens' daily life. The Mitsuru is part of the organization. In fact, she is the only daughter of its founding family. She grew up with untold responsibilities and expectations and has been forced to navigate tumultuous social situations ever since she was young. That is why she has a refined personality, maturity beyond her years, and strong leadership skills. Ooh, God, a lot of reading. Although the same circumstances also expose her to the occasional surprise lapse in naivety.
What was inside this cargo?
The 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, Labris.
An anti-shadow weapon.
Yes, she's one of Aegis's sister units.
Yeah?
She was sealed at the time of the robbery, but we think it's very likely.
Which means there's a good chance there'll be a fight. Alright. Yeah, this would be too much for the normal. Sounds like it'll be right up my...
Yeah! Let's go, Boxer Boy. The man who ran the group 2 generation, Utetsu Kirijo. He was the founder of the group and also Mitsuru's grandfather. Around 10 years ago, the certain research that the man was performing brought about a huge distortion to the world. That force created that distortion were known as shadows. That's the best way to describe them, is that they are monsters incarnated of darkness in the people's hearts. In any case, there's something completely absurd like that, doing Ergo research. In what later would be known as the infamous Kirijo ergonomics lab to repeatedly perform inhumane experiments. He was artificially drawing out shadows in an attempt to gain power beyond what mortal men should have. The experiments failed during its final stage, named after a big explosion where over 50 casualties and distortion in the world that can never be repaired. People are completely unable to sense this distortion at all. Yes, the same distortion caused the entire world to collapse. And 3 years ago, Mitsuru and I, along with our friends, devoted ourselves to a fight in order to end the threat of that collapse. The bonds of Prismaria gained are great on my heart and haven't faded to this day.
Fighting is not our first option, but I'd be more reassured with you there. We have a general idea of where it was taken. The Inabe,
Ooh!
where there were reports of suspected shadow
Damn, they
activity
know
last
that
year.
P4 happened?
Okay.
Wow.
I'll meet up with you at the actual
Are
location.
you heading directly there? You never change.
Protein.
What? No, it's better I'll send you the precise location later. Sorry to
Wow.
We've just returned from
Also, I'm gonna get something to drink. I'm gonna be hydrated with all this talking.
I won't do anything to tarnish the name.
Hydration! Time to redeem hydrate. There we go, we hydrating.
I'll See you there.
Yeah, let's go. Shadow Operatives, that's a organization I'm part of. We're a joint task force comprised of the Courageous group and the police. Officially, we do not exist. Yeah. Oh, is that Junpei over there? Hi, Junpei. Our main mission is to deal with shadow-related cases that the police are incapable of handling, and our objective is to prevent or minimize the collateral damage caused by shadows. Shadows can only be defeated by Persona users. Mitsuru, myself, and many of the members belonging to the Shadow Operatives have personas and knowledge about them. The Mitsuru is fully dedicated herself to preventing Courageous' tainted legacy from falling into the wrong hands. That is her no. It is the shared duty of all of us in the group. I noticed that I've unconsciously formed my hand into a fist. From Mitsuru, giving the details of the meeting location. As usual, she thoroughly planned this out.
Inaba, huh?
Small smile appears on my face. An opportunity to use all my skills and strength I've been honing. I'll commit every fiber of my being to fulfill the duty I've been given. I couldn't ask for more. Let us do it. That was only scene 1? My god. The same day, afternoon. I'm Inaba earlier than I'd planned. I don't have time to kill before I need to be at the meeting. In order to get a feel for now, let's have to walk around a bit. From the looks of it, it's an ordinary countryside town. I can't believe that people think a level 4 shadow-related case occurred here last year. As far as I can tell, there doesn't seem to be any disturbance going on right now. It looks like the unit named Lapras isn't running amok either. As soon as I stray from the main street a bit, it's mountain and hills as far as the eye can see. The air is clean and traffic is pretty light, so the town has that going for it. That would be a great place to go running early in the morning. Ready to come while exploring as much town as I can. It's almost time. My cape flutters in the wind as I shadow box and jog to the meeting area. There's on the outskirts would call its shopping district. Meeting up in a rural area like this is a bit of a tricky situation, so the Shadow Operatives do not exist. We need to draw as little attention to our mission as possible. Hopefully we can quickly join up and be on our way so that the residents don't take notice of a bunch of outsiders assembling in their sleepy town. Hopefully. Fortunately, when I arrived in Mitsuru, are nowhere to be seen.
Did something happen? I doubt she'd run into any trouble she couldn't handle, though.
Could it be that I'm in the wrong place? There aren't many tall buildings in view, so I look in every direction. The only thing in the shopping district obscuring my view is a mountain of garbage that looks like it might be a scrappy or a junkyard. May as well be diligent and head over there just to be sure. Oh boy, it's a TV. I enter the area and it's full of all kinds of junk. Cars and household appliances, large and small, are smiled into small artificial mountains. I test my footing and begin climbing up the stacked junk. Looking down, I spot a long black limousine that is completely out of place in this tiny town. Could the realization sigh?
Of course. They'd stand out no matter where they were, so they could only park here.
My friends were standing by the limousine. I guess, and the Mitsuru. Right before I call out to him, does something bizarre. She hands her right arm to the TV screen in front of her, and as his hand is pressing through the screen, her steel fingers aren't just breaking the TV, they're definitely going inside it. Concentric rings of white light are rippling forth from where she inserted her hand.
It's the same as mine. It's hard to say definitively since this is my first encounter with it, but I believe this reading is from a personality.
Does that mean our retrieval target is inside the TV?
I don't know, understand how or why, but it seems that some people can enter that TV. If that's the case, it would be perfect to hide the stolen cargo. That makes things easier.
Huh. Sounds like fun.
Two of them look up surprised.
Is that Akihiko?
No. Nah, it's not us. I leap off the mountain of trash and land in front of them.
You didn't show up at the rendezvous point, so I went looking.
Look at how jacked this man is.
This whole TV thing is pretty interesting.
For like, honestly, like, look at this man. He's been training like a god.
Akihiko, what on earth are you wearing? Just what were you doing overseas?
Training.
Didn't I tell you that I was on a training expedition?
Don't tell me you came here from the airport like that. Does the concept of keeping a low profile mean nothing to you?
Okay, girl. Take a glance at Mitsuru and tell that she's summoning up her coldest stare. The clothing allows me to have much better mobility. I don't think Mitsuru is going to listen to my explanation.
Mitsuru-san, I believe we have lost the right to complain.
Glancing at Mitsuru's clothing once again, I couldn't help but sigh. Since I had already voiced what I wanted to say, I decided not to make a comeback. Yes, that beefcake. Mitsuru simply takes her head and sighs back at me. Seriously, this is what happens when you grow up in a wealthy family sheltered from the lives that normal people live.
Anyway,
I slap my left hand fist into my right palm. I get the sister unit, Labras. She's apparently inside a TV, sitting in an obscure part of a countryside town. I gotta wonder, what else could be waiting for us inside?
get inside from that TV, right? What are we waiting?
Still the same Akihiko. We don't know the situation inside yet.
So what? If we want to get this Labras back, someone has to...
Well, that...
Mitsuru is at a loss for words. I know that I'm voicing my opinion more forcefully than she used to, but it's what I have to do. I know Mitsuru well enough that when someone needs to pro her into action, wanting to exert control over every situation is a commendable trait, but in certain situations, wind doesn't allow you to seize any more control, and it gives your opponent more opportunity, time to prepare.
We hijacked a plane to throw her into a TV in this. If we sit on our hands, it's possible we'll be put in serious...
I lock eyes with Mitsuru and take a step towards her.
We're different from how we used to be. We made the choice to fight shadows as professionals. That's why I traveled around the world and trained harder than ever. And now that something's actually come up your head, we agreed to do this. I'm ready to stake my life on the mission.
3 years ago, I said that it was my duty to help in a fight, but looking back at it now, I know that a lot of it was just for the kicks. Seeing myself definitely become much stronger and experiencing all that personal growth was incredible. Becoming stronger felt like it would satisfy some deep desire within me, and if I died giving my all against a really powerful opponent, I didn't really mind the thought of going out like that either. Honestly, fighting for myself more than anything else, but now, something has changed in me. I wander around the world with something in the back of my mind, constantly nagging at me, so I'm not having a grasp of some part of myself. Now I know that I want power, the power to protect others. But that feeling has always been there. There's something else, something different. A few seconds of silence and Mitsuru's eyes narrow. Her eyes are filled with a steely determination.
All right. Wait right here.
Okay.
Mitsuru heads towards the long limousine with a weird smile. I turn my gaze towards the most prominent of the illegally dumped TVs. As I reach towards the screen, my fingers sink into it exactly the same way I guess.
My fists are ready for action.
Excitement wells up within me as a reaction to the new sensation I feel from my fingertips. Yeah, let me go fight with Akihiko. Oh boy, anime cutscene. Anime cutscene.
The other members will wait here in the car.
Yeah. If we all barge in and something happens, they'll be devastated.
Now that you mention it, at least one of us should be staying behind as well.
I am not staying.
Yeah.
Us three will be plenty. We'll end this in a flash. No problem.
The same as always. Although, we have no idea what might be waiting for us on the other side. Don't get careless.
Right.
Right, I agree. Don't get careless. Be careless.
This situation, it brings back memories.
Yeah, we're gonna be homies again, and we're gonna beat up the Shadow Men. Or each other in this case.
Ready!
Onward to adventure! No, it's not Fortnite. Also, hi Captain Rigged. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are doing good, my guy. This is Persona.
Why enter the TV?
Oh, hello. Welcome.
What's going on?
It's Cryptics. But yeah, we went inside the TVs, and now we're gonna fight peoples. I hope Fortnite doesn't have this much reading. When I open my eyes, the first thing I see is the high ceiling. I get to my feet and look around. Basketball hoops, the ground. The ground lined with white tape and folding chairs stacked high into the air. Like Fortnite, lol, it's just a joke I do. I love it though. Is this Fortnite? Lol. Is this a gym? What I'm seeing now isn't matching what I'm expecting to be seeing. If I remember correctly, I entered a TV with Mitsuru and Argus. And is this what's inside the TV? A lot of chairs? I hope so. It hits me. This isn't reality. Everything looks extremely real, but I sense a odd presence is nearby. I brace myself. What is inside this oddly quiet gym? If I'm the only one here, I might be cautious. Alone? I said I really thought Mitsuru and Argus should be here too. They came into the TV with me, but they're nowhere to be seen. Maybe we separated from each other as we were falling in? No, it's more like that we were separated intentionally. While I really don't need to worry about them, I'm pretty sure that they'll be able to handle anything in here on their own. And if something does attack them, those two will counterattack with icicle executions and machine guns.
This feeling in the air reminds me of something.
Yeah, a gym full of chairs. I felt this harsh atmosphere before. I dig through my memories. That's right, this is what Tartarus felt like. The tower full of shadows we did battle 3 years ago. This area is unfamiliar, and I'm assuming hostiles. There's no knowing when an enemy may attack, but waiting around to get ambushed isn't really my thing. It's time for me to get moving. Yes, I think that. What in the world is that? A bizarre object approached me from further inside the gym. It flew round and round. On top of that is walking on 2 feet. I've wandered across all the group, and I've never seen such a bizarre creature like.
Huh? There's a weird guy in a cape.
Hi, Teddy. Weirder still. It's able to communicate with me.
You think you've got the right to call me weird? You seem so.
How rude! I'll say the same back to you. Being half naked and wearing a cape is totally suspicious.
It's totally sus, dude.
Could this be the pervert I've heard rumors about? My innocence is in danger.
You're making no sense at all. Who are you?
Huh? I'm Teddy. Teddy.
So you are a shadow.
I just said I'm Teddy. Teddy! It's easy.
No bear has fur that color, or can talk.
How cruel! I'm an adorable, sexy beast, no matter what angle you're looking from.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Teddy, does that mean he's like a bear or something? Suddenly a monitor nearby springs to life. What appeared on it was also red, blue, and round. Another bear thing to be like, he was also Teddy.
I can't have you wandering about on your own. You're the troublesome one. How dare you do whatever you want while looking like me? It's a violation of my image rights.
Yeah.
What's going on? Are you twins or something?
Huh? I've discovered an unknown man, an intruder, unexpected.
Suddenly, the sound and image of the monitor gets corrupted just when I thought I was going to start figuring out some things about this place and those creatures. You broke it, Akihiko. The screen flickers and dies out. It's some kind of rose. Well, you see, probably. Monitor pops back on. Once again, it was Teddy. Ugh, this is too confusing. I'm just gonna refer to the TV bear as bear number 2. People in the overseas ad and stuff is like the second or the great onto their kid's name. So I figured it was something similar. I'm in some crazy TV world. I'm just not gonna assume these guys are Japanese. Like bear number 2 is going to care anyway. Waste enough time rationalizing this. Bear number 2's eyes gleam in a sinister manner. He starts speaking clearly now.
Case 04, unintended intruder. Entering
Nation, huh? I don't have any clue what's going on yet, but I do know that bear number 2 just won the right to be the first one here to taste my fist. I don't know what's actually going on, but I've seen enough. Like, you're the enemy here, bear number 2. Not sure how much stock I'd put in common sense while I'm in the TV world. But if he's using a PA system, I'm guessing there needs to be some kind of control booth for it. Since I'm in some kind of school, that means I'm probably gonna find Bear number 2 in the announcement room. It's Libris is inside there, and if bear number 2 is running this whole event, it's gotta have some kind of information about her. I turned to Teddy.
As for you, Teddy, seems to be your enemy too. But why don't you step down and let me...
I proceed to walk off and search him in an announcement room, but...
No way!
What?
I mean, who are you? You haven't even told me. And that bear might be a bad guy who tricked my beloved sensei, and I can't leave this in the hands of a half-naked caveman like...
Teddy looks surprisingly resolute as he refuses my offer. Does he have friends of his own that he's really trying to protect too?
Well, your costume is strange.
What's that supposed to mean? It sounds perverted coming from a half-naked cave guy.
Hey, I have a name. It's Akihiko Sanada. You don't have to call me half-naked cape guy.
Why not?
And I know I can't prove I'm on your side just by saying. So judge for yourself whether I'm worthy of your trust.
You're that excited to...
Fists don't lie, you know?
Dang, we're gonna beat him up.
You everything.
I put my fist in front of me and focus. If one does not face their cowardice, they can't summon a persona. That's why persona users have to undergo the trial of holding a evoker to their heads. It was simply a ritual to overcome one's psychological. Isn't a required step in handling personas. Resolution has always been within me after all.
Come, persona.
Yeah, it's power rising from deep within me. Yeah, we're about to fight. Let's go. Finally, like half an hour of talking in, we finally get a battle.
Final.
Hey, buddy. Oh, dang, we're beating him up. Hey, buddy, take this uppercut. Hey, we did it. Let's go. We did it. We won. Also, I really like how Akihiko plays.
Intruder is a persona user. Difficulties in eliminating acknowledging as...
Bear number 2 has muttered something on the other side of the monitor after watching our bout. It seems that I've been officially promoted to the rank of valid target.
Persona user. You talking about me?
No, he's talking about the bear he just beat up.
Irregularity has occurred. Oh, I know! I've just had a fun...
Yeah? Just as Baronet 2 starts taking a look at a normal person, the monitor suddenly cuts out. Seriously, who is this guy? One thing's for sure, that I need information right now. Lean over to Teddy's flattened body and slightly tap the back of his head.
Hey, Teddy.
No! Kanji! You're crushing me to death!
What's going on through this guy's head?
Teddy, wake.
I smacked the few more forcefully. This time I was worried that it might make him even flatter. That's a risk I'm willing to take. Looks like that did the trick. Teddy gets up, using whatever weird stomach muscles he has, and yells at me while he's in...
Hey! If you hit me so hard, you'll ruin my beautiful coat of fur! I'll go bald!
I don't think you need to worry about going bald, Teddy, when you look like that.
And it's just Teddy, not Teddy.
This is going to be a pain. Teddy purses his lips and looks away with a puff. I want to demonstrate my sincerity with this. There's no doubt that I did that. Then again, it's concerning how badly I've flattened he is right now. I guess it's understandable that he doesn't want to talk to me.
Well, maybe I went a little too far. Let me at least talk to you. I have important business here too.
Aren't you going to say sorry?
Don't push your luck, or I'll pull out all your...
Damn, Akihiko, just leave the bear alone.
I was just joking! Well, I am a knowledgeable bear, so I'll make an exception.
Hey, I'm the one who won. Where does he get off with that attitude? It doesn't feel right letting that slide, but I don't want to get him all pouty again. I took the breath and turned to Teddy. I mean, Teddy once more.
First off, what kind of world is this?
It's the TV world.
Well, at least I was right about that. Then went on to explain that there is a mysterious TV program on the Midnight Channel that only appears at midnight. The TV rot is caused by this world inside a TV. I think that Teddy is back to his original thickness. He's like a big stress ball.
That's hard to believe. But even if that's true, why does it look like this? Is this supposed to be a school or something?
Yes.
This is probably the school that Yosuke and the others go to.
It's a real place.
This world changes whenever someone comes here. I'm not sure why it's a school now, though.
It changes
Yes.
people.
I used to live here for a long time, so I saw it.
You lived here? Well, does that mean you're from the...
That
I'm a shadow. Began scrappling up all of a sudden. He started getting nervous when I blurted out the realizing that it was really that he wasn't human. Embarrassed about being different from humans, huh? He definitely doesn't look human, but it's easy to overlook because he's able to carry on a conversation with me. And his fist definitely had a heart. As Millie suddenly brings to mind, she's a machine, but she has the same heart as a person. Though this Teddy creature may be some kind of costume creature, he must have a heart as well. Having said, he looks pretty stupid.
There's so much I don't understand. But I can at least say I'm pretty sure you're no threat.
Of course not. I'd never cause anyone.
If you know this world so well, does the name 5th Generation...
I've never heard of it. Every day's great at Juness. I usually spend my time there.
Every day is great at your Junez.
When I came to, I was locked up here. I meant only to find that an imposter Teddy was causing a bunch of trouble with his P1 Grand Prix.
He was bummed out of it and got stared bright red and there's steam pouring out of his head. This guy's a real piece of work.
That guy who showed up on screen looked exactly...
He calls himself, but don't confuse me for that phony. The real Teddy is made of all natural bear.
If that was someone in disguise, there must be a reason he's trying to look like...
Yeah.
Ooh, I know. It must be because he's jealous that Sensei and everyone love me the most.
Okay, Teddy, calm down.
One millionth as cute as me. Anyone can tell he's a fake.
Yeah, it's totally obvious. I recall what Teddy said about the Midnight Channel, or some of the things that have in this world are broadcast to the outside world. If that's the case, then misinformation better be spread, and people could be confused or misled. At this moment, I'm not sure why someone would be intentionally causing such confusion, but this Teddy guy mentioned that his friends were here. Bear number 2 is in opposition to them, that it's not too big of a stretch to imagine that he's trying to upset their friendship.
Alright, one last question. You said you used to live here.
Of course! That was one of my specialties. I always helped out, but it's not working here for some reason. I'm losing my confidence. This is one bear of a headache.
Yeah?
Ooh, that was an advanced joke.
This is no laughing matter. You won't be able to get out like this.
Yeah. It wasn't advanced at all. Sheesh. he did give me valuable information, though. I now have somewhat of a grasp of the situation. My main objective of a true life and safe from this world. I won't be able to accomplish either of those things as it stands. All we can do now is speculate. So bear number 2, General, was it? I'll have to pound some more detail out of the answers out of him. All I need to do is keep moving forward. I'm going to move forward. I don't see the harm in doing it quickly.
That's it. You're coming with me.
I'm assuming that I'm going to need this guy's help in getting out of here. I grab the back of Teddy's head and sprint forward, but as I'm about to exit here, it's really stuck on something. I look behind me as flailing his arms around, but I don't see anything holding him back. What kind of trick is this?
Hey, you almost...
Or in the huge fuss Teddy's making, I reach over towards where Teddy is stuck, but I don't feel anything. Guess I'll have to try again. I pull the back of Teddy's head towards me with full strength. He's definitely stuck on something. For a moment, it looked like the zipper warped. Probably just my imagination.
Looks like there's a wall that I can get through, but you can't.
Says the half-naked cape guy who pulled at my head so hard it almost...
Oh well, I'll have to leave you here. Make sure you don't go anywhere alone. You hear me?
Bet. I can't burn any more time here. As I turn my back towards Teddy, Version, his yells echoes through inside the gym.
I won't let you abandon me. I get lonely real fast. I'm coming with you.
An enormous crash reverberates throughout the area. When I turn around, I see a flattened Teddy fluttering to the ground like a sheet of paper falling off a desk. We got on a running start and slammed right into whatever there is at full force. Did he just run straight into it? It was a wall head first without even thinking of how much that would hurt? Oh, that guy said the enemy and general's an enemy for him because his friends are at least. He can't just leave everything to me. I regard first and Satan because he's so worried about his friends. He behaves oddly, but once you look past it, I can totally empathize with him.
Sorry. I'll come back for you when all...
Hang tight, Teddy. I know it's a tough situation. I'll hurry to where the enemy is for my mission, and for the sake of Teddy and his friends. Yeah! When I step outside the gym, I hear a cheer from somewhere. It seemed to be coming from outside the school building. I see did a heart number of people coming to this world. It's supposed to be in the world inside the TV, but this seems like this is kind of like a real school. It feels like an event, like a cultural festival field day is taking place. Still so much about this place that I don't know about, where there were many parts of Teddy's explanation that I couldn't grasp. I need first-hand knowledge. I need to see some things with my own eyes. I step out what looks like the school's main gate and check the nameplate.
Yasagami High School. I remember seeing that name in the report on Inaba.
Yeah. So what Teddy told me about the place being scenery made to look like an actual high school is correct, but why recreate a high school building inside a TV? I'm taking stock of my surroundings. High-pitched girl's voice emanates from a nearby speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And everyone confused in school and us, man. Tears arise somewhere, seemingly in response to the announcement. I sense presence of others. When I look around, I notice silhouettes of students that seem to be watching from all angles. Are they human? Looks like they're human, but I don't sense any life from them. No matter where in the world I went, people who were excited after a battle had a certain spark to them. These guys don't have it.
Wow, this is one fire. Hi, everyone. I, Rosette, will be your
Hi, Rosette.
first. The general would like to say
Okay. As if answering the commotion, the monitor set up in the center turns on. The General Teddy appears on the screen.
Well then, I'm proud to announce the opening of our very own team presenting the Oh, so you come this far.
Still hiding behind a monitor? It's about time you showed up in person.
Fact.
I'll crush you.
Nope, sorry, but I'm not falling for a cheap boy like that. Allow me to explain. The P1 Grand Prix, those who are paired off must fight. Oh.
Only the Minute move on me, and that his little wall that he ran into with his face must be part of the context of the side setup.
Interesting.
A bizarre laugh plays, and the image on screen switches went. Oh, showed up next, like an odd commercial for a P1 Grand Prix, but the film produced a video like this for the end. Does that mean everyone here is a willing participant? Wait a bit, they seem like ordinary students. I don't think everyday students would be involved in the hijacking of an airplane, the stealing of labor, spy.
Who are they?
I don't have to.
Sorry, but I don't have time to...
You are?
The general on the screen looks shocked by my words. He's been evasive or just laughed at anything as until him. This obviously struck a nerve.
Don't think everything's gonna be that easy for you. You all should suffer and suffer and then suffer some more.
Okay, buddy. I'm not actually sure what specifically agonized him, but it seems he definitely knows something about Lapras. You think you can make me suffer, huh? Well, bring it on. I flourished my cape to head into the school building.
It won't be easy.
Oh, the journal said a moment ago. Honestly, I can't think of too many times in my life when things went easily. Growing up as an orphan, my memories of losing what was pressed to me. I've never got too burdened by it. I've constantly been pitied by others for my misfortune.
Whatever. I never
The pain of loss is my source of determination. I have not gotten done with Strikers yet. Strikers is Saturday. Persona 5 Strikers Saturday. But we continue into the arena. Must stay strong in order to protect those who are precious to and be by my side right now. I proceed through the school building, and after climbing a number of stairs, I notice something odd. Also, hello, Anna. I hope you're doing good. This place is bigger on the inside than it looks on the outside. The hallways don't turn in the direction you expect after seeing the outside of the building, and the way the classrooms connect with each other is bizarre as well.
This is what I'd figure another world would be like.
I reach towards an upcoming corner. Arena is the Persona fighting game for Persona 4. It was developed by the main fighting game people who make stuff like Dragon Ball FighterZ and Guilty Gear, Arc System Works. And it basically is a continuation of base Persona 4's story And it also includes the Persona 3 cast, as this dude is from. My man, Akihiko. I come into contact with an invisible wall. I see, so this is what prevented Teddy from following me. And basically the entire plot of this one is that we're hunting down a anti-shadow machine named Labris, and each of the characters are fighting each other in like the Persona Grand Prix, where basically one of the Shadow's abilities is to manipulate the words of other people so that they'll fight each other. And then we're basically just going through each of the Persona 3 campaigns tonight, and we're gonna try and finish up the rest of the Persona 4 ones next week, so that I can move on to the sequel game, sitting right next to me, if I can grab it easily. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. And it'll be a fun time, because this one has more story and good stuff, and it has an Adachi story, and I'm kind of happy about that, because I want more Adachi. I really like Adachi. He's a dude. Insane as all hell, but he's a dude. I come into contact with an invisible wall. I see, this is what prevented Teddy from following me. I couldn't have done much earlier, but now I can actually touch it. Oh, my strength to that strike, but the wall barely gave at all. If it shakes, that means I'm taking some damage. If I keep attacking it, I may break through a portion of it and punch my way out. I don't know how much of this charade I can break through by destroying these walls. It wouldn't be smart of expending my energy this way. That's when something catches my eye, a window. When I reach towards it, the invisible wall doesn't impede my progress.
I knew it. Whoever set this up only thought about blocking people's paths. Anywhere there already was a real wall got overlooked.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Each of the characters have a different campaign, and it's kind of cool. I'm not obligated to play by the enemy's gimmicks. If they want me to go one way, maybe I can get avenged by taking a route they don't expect.
Then I'll just go another way.
I put my hand towards the road saying to jump outside. Wow. This man just said, lol, I'm not playing your game. I'm gonna jump out the window. I landed near a classroom that seems to be half underground. I look through one of the windows. The interior is odd. It looks like a music room. The window's closed, but it's just a glass window. If this were a real school, I'd hesitate to do this, but hey, this is a fake world. I rear back and put my fist through the window.
Whoa! What the?
Hi, Kanji! There's another visitor inside the room. He's a well-built young man in a school uniform.
Huh? You're that guy from the video.
Did you just come falling from up there? What's going on? Answer me.
Don't worry about it, my guy.
Now, you're the blood-curdling beefsteak emperor.
I love these names.
Oh no, come on! Did you even try to remember my name?
So that P1 Grand Prix thing is already...
I recall the rule that those who encounter each other must fight each other. The general said the only other one that can proceed. I decided to see if the rules are still in effect, and I reached towards the edge of the room. I felt the same wall, but bearing my path as I did earlier. The same goes for the window I came from. It's irritating that I'll have to follow the rules and fight. But since the walls can't be easily destroyed, I got no choice. I don't know what kind of circumstance this Kanji guy's faced with, but if we're gonna fight, we might as well do it right.
Hey, take off your
Excuse me?
What the hell?
Bruh, what?
I said straight out.
Bruh.
What's wrong with what I said?
This is my guy.
Maneuver?
Why is he getting all flustered? His face is red, maybe he's just not feeling well?
What are you all flustered for? I'm talking about your jacket. If you don't wear it right, it'll get in your way during the...
My jacket? There's no real meaning behind this. It's like just the way I wear it.
It's plain weird.
Says the guy who's half naked except for a cape.
This interaction, wow.
Seriously, you're ridiculous. It's bad manners.
He is cute. It's great. He's a lad. He's a human. Seriously, you're ridiculous and bad manners to jump out a window like that. The general makes a disgusted face and seems to be pretty upset about me mucking up his plans.
Sorry to say, I've never been big on manners. Too bad things didn't go your way.
We'll see if you can keep that. You must fight whoever you're paired with. Now get.
I agree. Let's beat him up. I understand that, but I can't attack someone who doesn't have the urge to fight. I turned towards Khan to spur him on, but the expression is completely different than it was before. This cheeks on him. There's a fire design that seems almost murderous. Ah, looks like there's no need for me to worry at all.
You keep saying the weirdest crap. It's like I'll have to make you leave. Let's get this started.
What, now you're interested?
Yeah!
Alright. Come here.
You're not really strong anyway. Just a fake.
What's that?
Shut up. Right, here goes.
Okay, buddy. Let's fight Kanji, I guess. Honestly, it makes perfect sense that these two would fight as well. Kanji has a chair. No, my dude. We're beating you up. Bruh. No, stop that. Yeah! We did it. We beat up Kanji. Next. There's a lot of talking and not that much fighting. I take a deep breath next to collapse Kanji, lower my heart rate, and wind down from the battle. Then I calmly re-examine my surroundings. During the battle, I noticed the spectating students had changed something completely different. They're not human. Their silhouettes shaped like people or something. I don't know why they're showing their true form now, but that's fine. If they're not human, then there's no need to worry about them. I'll leave them here. And if they happen to turn hostile, I can easily crush lifeless creatures like that. Under Eden's consciousness, he recovered much more quickly than I was expecting.
Amazing. So this is what you meant by going at it with nothing.
When did I say that?
You're one passionate guy. Guess you're no ordinary pervert.
Look at that face at Akihiko.
Since when am I a person?
Always has been. Not as much as a bright smile that's different from the one he displayed before the fight. Anger and hatred have fled his body entirely now that the fight is over. It seems like he got spirit. Ow, man, for a tree. Junpei isn't in this one. He's in the sequel. He's in the sequel. So we'll be meeting Junpei soon. The main three from this are Aigis, Mitsuru, and Akihiko. Yeah! The rest of the P3 cast is in the sequel, I want to say, because I know we get Ken and Kuromaru as one character. Yukari is in there, and then, yeah. And then, yeah, Junpei's here. Huh? That's weird.
A dude I've never met before is here in my dream.
Dream? What are you talking about? Aren't we inside the TV world? You can.
You're inside the TV? Seriously thought this was all.
No, Kanji. It doesn't seem like Kanji's acting. He honestly seems to think that the entire thing was all the dream. All the people in that promo were related to the general area when he was accidentally dragged into this by force. So I can't abandon the others who were in that video either.
Hey, do you have any idea who the?
They were pretty much all my friends.
Oh crap!
Clutches his head as something occurs to him. Seems quite serious.
Thought this was a dream, so I kinda sorta beat the snot out of a couple of them.
What? If they lost to someone who was half asleep, they'll just have to suck it up.
I love that.
You think so? Things are just that black and white to you, huh?
Yeah. Seriously, I thought it was going to be some important information. This Kanji guy's been yanked out of his normal life into the weird syndrome, and he seems oddly blessed about it.
Wait, if this isn't a dream, then Ted and Rise are really
General Teddy. The other Teddy said that he was a fake.
a fake. You're kidding me. How'd he make such a perfect copy of the bear suit?
That's the part you're hung up on?
Yeah. They're hardly twisted bastards who enjoy watching friends crush each other.
You seem pretty sure of your friends.
Man, the things I went through with those guys. And here I thought you were a pervert who wasn't listening to a word I said. Guess I had you figured wrong.
Looks like the guy's having a tough time just changing the way he thinks about me. Maybe he's just an idiot. The way his expression changes to that honest and relieved look when he's talking about his friends. It seems that he has friends he can really trust. If we met under less dangerous circumstances, why not sitting around chatting with him for a bit? But I have a duty to attend to right now.
Wait, have you heard the name Labris anywhere? She's supposed to be somewhere in here.
Huh? Lab rat? What?
I see. If you don't know, don't...
With that, I leave Kanji and walking towards the car. Kanji gets out to start me.
Hey, wait a second. You haven't told me anything. Who are you? What did you come inside the TV?
There's no point in explaining.
Kanji attempts to stop me, but he changes his mind, especially telling me that he's not satisfied with his outcome, but he swallows his frustration, takes a seat on the ground. Since he fought against a number of people already, he must understand that he can't proceed on because he lost. Kanji looks directly in my eyes and speeds up.
Well, I was the loser here, so I can't complain. This isn't a dream.
That's all you need to say. I answer with a smile.
I know. I won't let anything happen to him.
The way you fought says it all. You can't throw punches like that without a shitload of training. You feel your
Nice!
determination behind every one.
Yeah, the same's true for you.
Phrases exchanged after trying to beat each other senseless. We have a moment that only those who have brawled against each other can share. My skills are exceptional for a high school student. When I was in the boxing club, there were only a handful of guys who could stand and trade blows with me like he just did. Considering that he's good with his self-taught fighting skills, there's no question he'd become an unparalleled fighter if he had proper training.
You should be careful. My friends are hella strong. If you're not careful, you'll be eaten.
Was that supposed to be a genuine warning for me, or a boast about how great his friends are? Either way, I can understand the feeling behind his words, so I smile back at him.
I don't know about that.
There's nothing more to say, I say to Kanji. I turn around and begin running down the hall. Yeah, let's go. We need to go beat up the fake Teddy, man. Sometime with the running ways of Kanji.
This is pointless.
I'm still wandering aimlessly through the school building. I have no idea if the path I'm taking right now is correct or not because the invisible walls keep getting in the way. I know the window and reach towards it.
Guess they fixed that little loophole.
Didn't take them long to put invisible walls around the window. Just as I pull my hand back, the PA system plays.
No more breaking the rules. Seriously, why can't some people follow simple directions?
Aw, yeah, Kanji's a great character. He's a time. I love Kanji. I love the entirety of the Persona 4 cast, and that's why we're here, playing every Persona 4 game under the sun that we can. Or we're breaking the rules. Seriously, why can't some people follow simple directions?
You act like I ever intended on following your rule.
The fact that they're gone to the trouble to correct their oversights means that their limiting our movements must be very important to them. Don't want to let us escape, but that probably means there's something waiting up ahead that they placed there for me. I follow the path dictated by the invisible walls until I reach a classroom. This is where they wanted me to go?
Akihiko.
No, we don't want to fight Mitsuru.
Seeing you isn't necessarily cause for celebration.
Yeah, looks like...
I found him inside the couch and the light went through. Normally, running into there would be a great relief, but since it would be give me a capable load, since stupid P1 rules are in effect, this isn't the case here.
So...
This is exactly what the...
Mitsuru makes this bitter declaration monitor inside the classroom lights up. I already knew who I'd be seeing. It's the general. I don't want to fight Mitsuru, though.
Ta-da! Well, this is about to get an unwanted battle between friends.
Is that supposed to upset us?
This certainly is an unwanted battle with new friends. I have no intention of fighting against Mitsuru, but we both understand what needs to be done in order to comes to no way to allow those like this to shake our resolve. But oddly, when I look towards Mitsuru, I see her looking at me with pity.
I'm sorry, Akihiko. I believe I may have driven you.
Huh? What do you mean?
I should have realized much sooner. What you really want is to forget your fear of losing others. That's why you throw. It's a twisted form of. At the very least, you can allow me to put.
My fears of losing others on. Mitsuru well knows I've lost countless things until now, and that anxiety that I buried within my heart may strike me at any moment. But the Mitsuru I know when it brings up something like that at a time like this, it's pretty obvious to any friend of Mitsuru. There's something going on here.
Teddy, and Kanji also started getting personal. Is this some kind of trick?
I've got no idea what you're talking about. Sounds to me like she means...
I don't know what you're up to here. It's fine, though. I'll just take this...
Those who encounter one another must fight, and only victory proceeds. Since the rule stands, we gotta fight it. They removed any choice we had. I had to turn and face Mitsuru again.
There were a bunch of people I wanted to fight once I got back to... And you were at the top of the list, Mitsuru.
Ooh, nice!
Didn't think I'd get a chance so soon.
She takes her stance without saying a word. The tension of battle tends to tingle through my muscles and my body.
Here goes, Akihiko.
Come and get me, Mitsuru.
Yeah, let's beat her up. We're gonna do it. There's only gotta be like one more fight. Hello, Arya. I hope you're doing well to this lovely evening. It's time to beat people up.
Presenting the crown of Mitsuru Kirija! Looks like we're finally on a roll! One rush after another! A vicious assault! What a fierce attack!
Yo, can I get out of the corner? We're about to lose. Oh,
Alright, it's over. Time to leave.
we did it. We have survived. Ooh, nice. The battle's over. I glance down at Mitsuru. She keeps her firm expression and opens her mouth.
I yield. Your skills have improved tremendously, Akihiko.
But yeah, it looks like you're gonna have a pretty nice weekend. You did some hard work, and then you get to have some fun.
Yours too. I was really worried there that you might execute me.
Mitsuru gives me a smirk. That's a Mitsuru I know. So her odd hair prior to the fight was all the general's work. I wonder.
Mitsuru, what did I say?
Huh? Why do you ask? As I recall, you said...
I knew it. Of course, I have no memories of saying those things because I didn't say them. It's got some trick that warps the opponent's reality so good friends will hate each other. Maybe it was all an illusion. I still don't understand how it all works, but there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Mitsuru and I turned towards the monitor and smugly smiled at General. A little gimmick was completely useless, and he can barely contain his hatred as he responds.
How can you fight without holding back like that? People hesitate more when they face their friends. They break down. They suffer. So how come you aren't suffering?
Yes.
Why?
I'm not surprised. Anyone who needs to trick people to get his way wouldn't understand. Our bonds aren't that
I agree. After the general hours at us, the communications app cuts off. So, suffer, huh? The general was going on about making us suffer earlier. Is that why he has us all fighting here? To make us suffer? But then why steal Labras? That is not Teddy. That is someone pretending to be Teddy, as we fought the Teddy with Akihiko already.
Right. Although I don't have much for you.
I give her a summary of everything I figured out up until this point. Since Mitsuru Persona has a searchability, I'm sure she'll be able to get much more information than I have. You already know that everything I've discovered so far. So Mitsuru then fills me in what she learned. Agus is safe, though neither of us have encountered her yet. All the high school students in communications commercial seem to be Persona users, and in general seem to be gathering Persona users into this world. Unfortunately, neither of us knows what his intentions are. More importantly, where's Lapras?
Did you find Labris?
Iga seems to have made contact. She seems to be calling herself the student council president of the school. In fact, she's going so far as to
Play the part.
She seems to be unaware that it's possible that someone forced her in here. But that doesn't explain why she's acting out a role in school life.
I have no idea what that could be about right now. Place is a school, but it's still just a copy of school in another world. What kind of school life could there possibly be here?
And one more thing. I heard a strange voice. I'm not certain, but it's most likely Labris. Either her inner thoughts or her... It was a voice of deep sorrow, suffering,
Mitsuru casts down her eyes, relieving the pain. A great portion of Ergo's research data was lost because of the actions of a former researcher who was the mastermind of the event 3 years ago. All of this must be mortifying for Mitsuru. The man is the reason why her family was taken from her.
If that was truly Labris, then she's practically human. She may not be that far behind Igus in terms of mimesis.
Sure, Igus's sister unit would have a mind. But does that mean the older version is more...
Doesn't seem likely, but I can't say still. I'm only speculating, but I feel like her deeply negative emotions are connected to this tournament.
Probably.
Connected how?
Do you really think Labris was stolen? The generals seem to want to make us suffer rather than eliminate. Would a thief wish for that? Or draw an unrelated high school student?
I see.
Probably.
General Teddy's actions do seem in line with what Labris wants. He actually may in fact be Labris.
Ooh, yes, she could.
Labris regained consciousness much earlier and escaped when she was...
I deny that possibility right now, but there's something else I would do now.
Mitsuru, you're doing your brow furrowing thing again.
What? That doesn't matter right now.
You're overthinking things. All this conjecture and speculation will drive...
Mitsuru's always been like this. She imagines worst case scenarios that haven't even happened yet and burdens herself up, coming up with contingency plans based on them. Yo, that's a mood, honestly. I feel that. Even though she doesn't necessarily stop moving forward, it certainly does weigh her down. Sometimes we need that hard-headedness, but there's a time and place for it.
Ever think that maybe it's you who's underthinking things?
Anyway, there's no time to lose right now. You know where the enemy is, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I've traced its location. It should be nearby. I will leave the rest to you, Akihiko. Don't disappoint me, alright?
As Mitsuru says those words, her expression softened a bit. It seems like I've been able to reach her.
Ha! Of course not.
Mitsuru has grown as well. She's changed since that battle 3 years ago, and I don't think about it. A lot of time has passed since then. None of us have remained standing in the past. We've all changed. Let us go! I part ways with Mitsuru and hurry on ahead. According to Mitsuru's research, the enemy seems to be nearby. The enemy is waiting for the encounter with us as well. Well, that's one wish I hope won't mind granting at all. As I reach the opposite towards, a loud noise punctuates the atmosphere. Someone on a rampage for that's a sort of on a massive object creates upon impact. They heard again coming from the room ahead. I heard no invisible walls making my way towards the sound, and I finally reached my destination.
The announcement room.
Yeah, we made it to the end of Akihiko's. We wander into it must have been controlled from this room. I opened the grab door handle, but it's different from the invisible walls, however. Just an ordinary door. Sorry if there's a broadcast going on, but I'm gonna punch my way in. Let us go! I smashed through the door and entered the room.
Whoa! It's that red cape guy I saw earlier!
It's a Chie! Everyone inside immediately wheels around to face me. There are two female students before me. One of them I recognize from the video, but the other is an unfamiliar place. This is my first time seeing her, but I immediately know who she is. It looks like a person from our mechanical parts. It's Labris and General Teddy.
So it wasn't Labris after all.
Immediately, General Teddy is glaring at me, begins to change. Hi, General Teddy.
The shadow. The truth.
The Shadow Labrys.
Another Labrys.
Well, this is completely unexpected. I can't even come up with a reason as to why something like this occurred. Maybe this is another one of his illusions. No, if that were true, then I was sitting in a more direct assault on my inner thoughts. I started inventing and discarding possible reasons for what's happening. Until I just cast aside all my theories. I took a brief breath and called myself. What is my objective? I summoned to retrieve Labrys and to prevent any danger from spreading. Doesn't matter if there's 1, 2, or 21 of her. My initial objectives are unaffected. I will give everything I have to complete my mission.
Fine. I'll just...
I taunt both of them as they maliciously their daggers at me. To be continued! Honestly, they just scrapped a lot of stuff from that.
Welcome to
Really? They gave us Labyrinth now?
This place exists between dream and
Well, we can do that, I guess, later. But we got 2 more to go through.
Introduce yourself.
Let's go, Mitsuru Kuriju! I will say that before I start this, I'm going to go get something to drink. Because I am thirsty. Anyhow, I have returned with hydration. Got some good hydration. We got some good, nice water. Late November, in the years 2010, the darkness fell without warning. At the same time, the previously busy examination room fell so silent the man's ears could hurt.
Hey, what happened?
He called towards the back of the room, but no one came. After working for public security for over a decade, he thought little could faze him anymore, but this was an uncomfortable alien. It was no ordinary blackout. If it were, the faint light from machines running on battery power, such cell phones would remain, but the silence disturbed him even more, and not so much as a single cry. When he looked around, he saw one spot in the darkness where something was giving a near glow, as if painted in incandescent pigments. Once his eyes began to adjust to darkness, he faintly was able to make out the light area around. Like the shining spot was revealed to a small, decorative box that a man had only just delivered to the forensics unit.
Forensics team! What the hell?
He called out, still squinting at the shadow of a person who could see at the window before him. As the shape was resolved, he saw that it was not a person's shadow at all.
Huh?
He had no words to describe it. At first glance, it seemed to be a coffin. Indeed, that is what it was shaped like. But he had never seen a coffin standing upright. It was tall and adult, shining with a dark crystal. Yet that was clearly what the crystalline mass was, squatting in the spot where a window clerk normally stood. And upon closer examination, it wasn't the only one. At desks, in front of the evidence shelf, next to a reference computer, the object towered everything as if it had taken the place of humans.
What are these?
A chill ran through the man's spine. They're people, was the thought that instinctively came to his mind. Was this the reason he couldn't hear anyone else's voices? Was it because everyone but him was... Once the fear had set in, it wasn't easy to shake off. His familiar eyes was starting to look like a grotesque netherworld. He felt quite sure that he had to get out. He turned and grabbed the knob of the door which he had just entered, but...
What the...
It didn't budge. It was in that door. The door was like rent the knob from turning the hatch, and that was completely frozen in place.
Is anyone here?
The man slammed his fist into it, yelling in desperation. The sensation he felt when his fist impacted the surface wasn't that of hitting a door, but completely at odds with what he saw, as a picture of a door had been drawn into a solid wall. It was then that the man noticed that another light, similar in color to the emanating from box, could be seen on part of his hand as he swung it forward. It was a ring, and suddenly he remembered. When he brought in the small box, he found several bizarre ring-shaped objects within it. While handing it over to Mertz, he suspected that they might be rings. To check the theory, he put one on, and now that the ring was emanating the same eerie light as the box, though he still had no idea what was going on, it was immediately apparent that it was directly related to the current situation, and the ring with wet-slicked fingers and tugged, ready to pull it off his finger if necessary. At that moment...
I wouldn't take that off right now.
What? And can't help but gasp. He searched around, but couldn't sense no one inside the room with him. Where was that voice coming from?
I'll be there to rescue you shortly.
With the man calling himself, he realized that it wasn't a voice. The situation was indescribable. It was dictated like hearing with one's ears.
Who's there?
Oh, pardon me. This is Mitsuru Kirijo. We met earlier.
Kirijo. He did know Kirijo. It was she who brought that strange small box, and that wasn't all he knew. The Kirijos were a wicked family who used their fortune and influence as a shield to frustrate the police. I thought the man couldn't help but feel relief wash over him. Perhaps he might survive this after all.
Oh, well...
In the muttered words out, he sank to the floor, the door at his back. Mitsuru Kirijo, if he recalled correctly, she was the eldest daughter of the Kirijo group's founding family. He noted that her voice had been far calmer than his, despite the situation they were both in. He measured a sense of trustworthiness from her, and to think that it had been merely an hour ago, he was asking himself why such a young girl had chosen as the head of the Kirijo group at all. No, that's fair, honestly. She's not the oldest human in the room. Walking the corner desk quietly announced the arrival at 10 in the morning. Only most of the staff would be out and about by now, but the entire police department was in turmoil today. It was only to be expected with the key figure of the Kirijo visiting on unusual business.
Kirijo, huh?
Kirijo was a major trading firm, synonymous with Japan. It had links to all areas of business. Not a day could go by in the city without hearing their name. The clock that had struck 10 bore the logo of Kirijo Electronics, and the KJ was the carrier for the cell phone provider to every member of the force. A few days ago, the same courage and seemingly insane proposal acts with hundreds of payments, but a brief summary would be: we wish to collaborate with police on an unofficial department for eliminating monsters.
Well, it does happen from time to time. Famous businessmen end up advocating cultish nonsense in pursuit of their ambition.
On consideration time, the Kirijo was to be invited to give their pitch. Of course, there was no intention of spending tax money on the outlandish proposal. The least interest in the Kirijo group lay elsewhere. The Kirijo had offered an incentive, whereas if the police agreed to the meeting, provide a detailed list of the ergonomics research lab's artifacts, as well as actual samples. It was this that drove the official decision. There have been dark rumors branded about the Kirijo group over the last 10 years, while still a family-run business. Some said that the old man Kotetsu Kirijo had delved into paranormal research and performed inhumane experiments, collected enough evidence to test the rumor, and had prepared many times to force an investigation, but every time the investigation came to nothing due to the group exerting hidden pressure, frustrating those who were working on the case to no end. The face prime time aim forgets ergo research, the Kirijo ergonomics research lab. Those in the Kirijo group's dark side had been a dream of public safety for 10 years now, and now Kirijo seemed willing to hand over ergonomics research tightly secrets on a silver platter. No one knew the reason for this sudden about face, but neither did anyone think of turning them down. They agreed to the summit, not to hear out whatever proposal the Kirijo was offering, a stepping stone from unearthing their past crimes. Time passed, and the agreed upon time in the afternoon came. The man was tasked with watching over mainly artifacts from the Kirijo group. They would not speak with the guests. The police's plan afforded them a major responsibility, gave them something like a leading role. It wasn't long before the Kirijo car arrived in the underground Fort Kosir. The staff there to receive the guests only shrugged at the long black limousine that would have turned heads on the main road. One of the youngest recruits looked towards the man and asked the question.
Chief, what's with that car?
Meh. That was the least of the surprises in the store. And the creature person stepped on the limousine. She was shown to be a beautiful young woman, no older than a university student. Not only that, she had attendants dressed in what could only describe the main uniforms. All of them were young women, roughly her age. The scene mesmerized the various dignitaries present the greater.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I am Mitsuru Kirijo, representing the Kirijo.
Her brisk radiated poise. From there, she shook hands with the assembled dignitaries in a manner that showed she was no stranger to social gatherings.
She's the company rep.
Young Krupu sneaking looks out the corner of his eye, muttering in spite of himself.
Their proposal said the rep who's coming today would be the leader of this new... I thought it was supposed to be some hardcore armed response team, and she's leading it? Well, I guess it's better than some...
Wow.
Shut up and hold your position.
In truth, the man felt the same way. Certainly this monster extermination unit would be incorporated, but even if it were, he was sure that this wisp of a girl could never do such work. Actually, dignitaries entered the agency along with Miss Kirijo. All of them wore lopsided smiles due to the young lady's beauty's unexpected appearance. But that would do for now. The dignitaries were only there to receive her. They're true that loaded in the back of the truck parked behind the limousine. Documents and artifact of Ergo research.
Start bringing them in.
Roger, sir.
At the man's signal, his trained subordinates surrounded the Kirijo truck. They formed a line, smoothly passing boxes from man to man into the building. The objects were of various sizes, with even a few that came in oversized mechanical containers for aerial transportation. Or the Kirijo group warned not to handle these things carelessly until explanations were forthcoming. But in truth, it had already begun a forensic investigation of the objects or send them to the lab. Are you sure it's okay for us to open these? The instructions said not to. It wouldn't be a real issue if we let them hamstring our procedures. Besides, I can't think of anything they could send us that we couldn't handle. Oh, buddy, you're...
Real monsters inside these things.
Yes, there are. Buddy, and don't mess with this stuff. It's not good. The articles were brought in silence. The operation only lasted about 15 minutes. The man himself received the last item. Brought the size of a jewelry box and checked the chuck to make sure nothing was overlooked before closing it up. That done, he turned and walked quickly towards the forensic room. Try though he might to maintain his composure, he contain the excitement he felt. For 10 years, the darkness of the Kirijo group had been a frustrating legend. Like a mist between the department's fingers. Their chance to investigate and expose them were here at last. Even the slightest enemy DNA of those who had gone missing or victims of the unsolved case, his victory would be theirs. Man tried to tamp down his exhilaration and took another look at the small box he held. There was no upper lid on the box. The pedestal-like protrusion at its center held a number of small circular trinkets. Their usage was completely unknown. What kind of research produced these? Just as the man was about to hand the box to the window clerk, he saw a wedding ring on the clerk's finger and came to a realization. Oh, are these rings? Oh, we're not sure yet. The man put some protective latex robes on, trying to dodge dawn. Looking at it from every angle, its color and shape seemed to be nothing out but ordinary. If it was meant to be jewelry, it wasn't very attractive. The man couldn't picture a scientist in lab coats slaving away in a lab to create rings like this. Oh, buddy, but they did. The moment that unlikely possibility came to mind, the man felt somewhat embarrassed by his ignorance of fashion and accessories. But as soon as he reached for the small box to put the ring back inside, darkness suddenly fell. Please step away from the door. A voice echoing in the man's head brought him back to reality. He took a few steps away from the door and stood ready. Step away from the door. The more he thought about the stranger, the hoarder seemed. How did she know he was so close to the door that she wasn't even there in the room? Suddenly a chill filled the air. For a second, the entire door was coated in white. Where'd this ice come from? It frosted over. The man couldn't believe his eyes, but the evidence was there in front of him. He could then hear a slight knocking sound, followed by a crack forming in the center. The door buckled under its own weight and crumbled in a sound that was like building blocks being pushed over. Then just past it was the Kirijo woman. She walked over to the man with exquisite nonchalance. At her side, she was one of the maids she brought. Yeah, we did give you fair warning, but it seemed to have gone unheeded. The man looked towards the rings shining on his finger. Will this happen because we touched the box? What is this thing? The ring gives its bearers an unstable form of pseudo-potential and allows anyone to experience the dark hour. The dark hour. The box itself, it seems to be a failed recreation of the Dark Hour. The effects radius is this small, and its malfunctions when improperly handled. The Dark Hour, remember that phrase coming up in Darkness, the Creature Group had said. If you recall correctly, it was defined as a hidden time, unable to be experienced by normal people, where everything stood still. Much of the documents seem to have occurred every night at midnight for 10 years till spring 2011, as if forcing its way into a normal time. Till now, it seemed like pure fantasy. But could the silent darkness be the very same thing? So you're saying those stories in that document, the Oculus-sounding stuff was actually for real? A voice suddenly echoed from beyond the hallway past the broken door. Ugh, who's there? The man reflexively called out along, feeling that fear had not yet died down. What emerged from the darkness was the young recruit had greeted the guest earlier and had been helping with bringing in the artifacts. The man was stagnant, so he was severely jumped. Chief! Hey, are you alright? The man began to rush to his side. Courageous silently stopped him. She stood between the two, protecting the man. Well, he's my forge can finish. Tried to change over to Karut. He fell to the ground with an agonized scream. A black tar-like sun came flowing from his every orifice. What? The ooze spread unnaturally across the ground and cohered into a glob. It rose up like a beast, raising its head, and what looked like claws began to form. Its appearance showed clear signs that it possessed some malevolent will. The man thought again about the creature group's initial opponent. It's released on an unofficial department for eliminating monsters. Without a doubt, that is what they referred to was. The name that came up again and again was, this is
a shadow.
That it is. It's a monster that dwells in. They usually can't manifest themselves this way, but it's quite common to see it happen during the dark.
So the research to make this happen artificially. That's what Kirijo has been.
That did seem to be the extent of it. At the start.
At the start, that man couldn't prevent himself from shuddering to imagine the implication of her statement. With the second roar, the half-liquefied shadow took the form of some fell beast, but where the face should have been was nothing but a mask, giving it the bizarre appearance of two creatures stitched together. The young woman, for her part, seemed not perturbed.
Kikuno, my things, please.
The maid stopped to reach something. The man wasn't sure what she had been carrying, but she placed the sword in her master's hand. The blade was specifically shaped, similar in design to a fencing saber.
You're going to fight it?
Stay back. This will all.
At the moment, as if understanding their conversation, the shadow squared itself and leapt towards the young woman. Its speed matched its beastly appearance. In the darkness of the room, the man found it difficult simply keeping its eye on it. The woman did not move. Her sword remained lower in face of the shadow's advance. So, chat, who's the best Persona character in my opinion? Honestly, that's a hard one. Because I do think it's honestly probably someone from P4. Because I do think that was the best characters in Persona for me. But out of the cast, probably Yosuke, honestly. Either Yosuke or, like, just Adachi. I think that they did a good job with both of them. Though Mariyuki was also a pretty good character. Incredibly well done. But yeah, probably one of those three. In no particular order. Of course, thought the man, an amateur like her, could never react in time, however.
Artemisia.
I don't know, the word from the young woman. Some understanding force slammed the shadow against the wall. The man momentarily dropped his own eyes. Doubted his own eyes, for it hadn't been the woman who repelled the monster, but a silhouette that appeared behind her. It looks as though that being enveloped in a sublime light, contrasting the shadow's dark glow, was a woman wearing a majestic dress. Its silhouette held up a hand towards the crouching shadow. I'd say Minato, Akechi, and maybe Junpei are tied. That's fair, honestly. I'd say that's a pretty good group. Once again, the man felt freezing air fill the room, and with that, the shadow stopped moving. Frost crystallized all around over it, turning into an ice sculpture within seconds. Only then did the young woman swing her sword in her hand for the first time.
Huh.
White gleam glanced through the air. Upon impact, the enemy shouted like it had not been crystallized sugar rather than ice. The victory was so one-sided, the man hesitated to call it a battle.
Are you all right?
Owen turned towards the man. The sound of red boots hitting the floor gave him the jarring realization that he had moved a single step clear of the fray. Meaning that he was at a loss for words, he gave him a gentle smile. It was too much for the man. He actually felt relieved to be protected by this small woman. One thing was obvious. She had been through countless battles, much like the one he just witnessed.
Your fallen employee's life is in no danger, but he'll be very weak. Make sure he gets to a hospital. Should I make the...
No, I should at least handle that. It is a public security matter.
With a nod, this young woman approached the small box and manipulated it in a way he couldn't quite catch. These eerie yellow lights began to fade. Moments later, the silence and darkness faded. The world had been restored. Yeah! The man felt his body come suddenly lighter, causing him to breathe a sigh of relief. He hadn't realized until the pressure was gone that the air had been as suffocating as if he'd been underwater. There was a stir of movement in the room. The forensic team and assistant looked at the man and young woman, perplexed, and took a quick move around. Fragments of the shadow door were strewn about. A young public security worked lying unconscious nearby, and the courageous guest who entered the room without anyone held in her sword, a drawn sword.
I'd be shocked too if I were them.
It occurred to him that if normal people couldn't sense the dark hours, sudden change in circumstances may have seemed like some magic trick. Excuse me, but this place is not open to all unauthorized persons.
Hey, what's going on here?
The writing staff looked at the man helplessly. It's alright, we had a little emergency. Oh.
That aside, halt all examination of the relics they brought in. We'll wait for further instructions from the Kirijo group.
But you said...
If there are any boxes that are closed, don't force them open. Not if you don't want to come face to face with monsters.
Yeah, honestly. Leaving the rowdy forensics team behind him, this man quickly went into the hallway with the Kirijo women.
I have to thank you for your help. And about the conference, I'll join in as well. It's been arranged so nothing you say would get through to the higher-ups.
If the young woman surprised at what amounted to a confession of betrayal, she didn't show it.
Are you saying you will reconsider your...
I can't overlook anything as serious as this. I wouldn't be doing my job as public security if I did. But make no mistake, the things I saw today are proof of the sins the Kirijo group is committing. They can't be punished under the law, but now that they're known, atonement will be made in some shape or form.
Indeed. I never intended anything.
You really put one over on us this time. Oh, there's no need to be coy. What happened today was no accident, was it?
Oh, probably not.
We'd never have believed the reports unless we saw it in person. That's why such a dangerous box had no lid.
There was no lid. That's not possible. That box was classified as risk level 3. It should have been securely
The young woman fell silent, then gasped and gave the maid the walking silently beside her.
Kikuno.
The maid continued without the slightest sign of remorse and left her master behind. Both the man and young woman sighed at once.
Us guys in public security have a reputation for being tough. But it seems like you...
Yeah, honestly. The summit that was meant to be a perfect functionatory refusal took an unexpected turn. Promises were made to continue talks. 6 months passed. After many opportunities to show the actual sanctuaries to the dignitaries were set up, their proposal, special units established in mostly the form Kirijo requested. An Shadow Response Unit. It was the inauguration of the special unit that would in time be nicknamed the Shadow Operatives. Yeah! Scene 1. Indeed, the Shadow Operatives. I'm quite fond of the name. Not that I normally pay much heed to these things, but in this case, I admit to being pleased. It's started as sarcasm on the part of the higher-ups, ranked personnel from the police. It could be taken to mean those who deal with the shadows, but the true unity is those who operate in the shadows. Not only is the unit unofficial, we have the difficult to credit job of exterminating monsters. Mostly I expected was a dig at the group that disrupted the expected peaceful year before the older personnel's retirement. But Shadow Operative could also mean one who does an indispensable, albeit unrewarded job for society. It's a name truly befitting of this organization's goals. We're approaching the first anniversary of the Shadow Operative's establishment. Though we're still at the levels of basic investigation and laying groundwork, it seems like a full-scale case had risen.
Fighting is not our first option, but I'd be more reassured with you there. We have a general idea of where it was taken, the Inaba area, where there were reports of suspect.
It's good to hear from a more reliable friend. I would limit the call to a quick exchange of information.
I'll send you the precise location later. Sorry to call when you just returned from a trip, but I'm relying on.
I closed my cell and clearing towards my
He's
color.
only just returned, and he's going directly to the location from the airport. Akihiko.
Yeah, man, I was on the phone with Akihiko Sanada. He's one of our non-permanent staff. Akihiko is an excellent persona. On that, he's a skilled boxer. He's a friend of mine from high school. Fought the shadows alongside me. I have strict determination to never neglect his training, but the extreme lengths he goes to can be rather inconvenient. After entering college, he accepted my invitation to be one of the founding shadow operatives, but it was his actions afterward that went above and beyond. Sure, I'll join, but if I'm going to use my strength professionally, I want to keep my skills to a level I'm happy with first. At the beginning of his training expedition, he not only wandered over the country, he's traveling the entire world. And decide whether to be dumbfounded or impressed by his dedication to training. All this is to say that he only just returned to Japan to take part in this operation. With a weary smile and leaned back in my chair. Seeing me relax, the girl watching nearby smiles. This is, I guess, known for her blonde hair and piercing blue eyes. This is a sweet girl on the outside. But what she has what it takes to be an important member of our squad.
Will we be able to find Labris? My sister.
Probably. When I look over at Igus, her eyes are cast down with a worried expression.
Will we be able to save her? Isn't that what you really want to?
Yes. Now it's known once I called Akihiko and as backup, his ability that we will have to fight Labris, knowing that it's not a great leap to imagine that in the worst case she may have to be destroyed. And it's true, alas, if all else fails and our safety is at risk with no other way to stop her, that is the option is on the table still.
Don't worry. As I mentioned to Akihiko, fighting Labris is the reason I formed this shadow operative team is to save lives. We will find her, whatever it takes.
Yes. I'm sorry to be so pessimistic.
Those feelings you have for Labris, you should tell her when you see her.
I will.
The monitor is showing certain data that is under multiple redundant encryptions. For Regional Organization Lab confidential matters, there is, in fact, a reason I'm reviewing those materials that are normally secured concealed. For 2 days on May 1st, I was unexpectedly dragged into a serious incident. The passenger plane I was taking to Kagoshima was hijacked, when there has been a domestic hijacking for 10 years. Paparazzi of police, afraid to make any mistakes, sent in the shadow operatives. You're gonna head to bed early? Have a good night, Arya. Hope you sleep well. His stuff was resolved quickly, and all the culprits arrested. None of the passenger was harmed either. But the hijackers' tumors, it wasn't terrorism or political demands, as one would expect. I was surprised to find that they were really after my cargo. It was a sealed box from an ergonomics research lab that we were transporting to Yakushima on the flight. No one thought that the risky hijack would have been in pursuit of just the cargo. As a result, one of the objects was stolen. The rest of the subjects are all in police custody. None of them have any memory of carrying out the crime. Someone was pulling their strings, very probably using uncommon methods. Considering that Puppet Master was targeting shadow-related cargo, I doubt they'd be easy to deal with. As for what was stolen, I didn't mention its name a moment again. The 5th-generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, Labris, is an older model from 2 generations ago. Since shadow-related ergo research documents were lost in an incident, we know little about Labris. She is an android, most likely a female version, like Igus. When a simple weapons loadout, she seems to be outfitted with some kind of experimental equipment. That's all we know. Still, thanks to our collaboration's quick wit, the escaping vehicle was traced with the N system. It wasn't even managed to pinpoint its location. It was headed for the city of Inaba, where there had been shadow activities last year. Once the preparations to depart are complete, I'll head there myself. My mom wanders a bit, though I was a bit unaware. Shadows of the sins committed in the Korean name, but still so painful. 10 years on that I sometimes want to avert my eyes. But now is not the time to be bound by the past. Now is the time to act. I suddenly noticed that Igus had been staring at me wearily. I gave her a smile and stand up decisively. We're pulling up to Yaso Inaba, the central town of Inaba. You know, it's the central town. The main streets seem nearly deserted, and there's virtually no activity to see through the car windows, confirming that the vehicle transport labyrinth was abandoned here. Our first move was to confirm the situation, or so I thought. I have to ignore the rude stares of people trying to get a look inside the car, focusing instead on the scent of my tea. Tea time? Yeah, tea time. People keep crowding around when we park. We've had to move a number of times already. We didn't get a moment's peace into the car and raced to the junkyard on the outskirts of town. As I try to keep from sighing, speaks up from her seat in front of me.
Mitsuru-san, our activities are supposed to be...
Yes.
For undercover missions, it will be necessary to keep...
Right.
Mitsuru-san, may I say something that I've been meaning to...
No.
Understood.
I guess poker it's a perfect blank. Though I understand what she's getting at. I've actually wanted to say something along those lines to those around me for a while. Still, it'd be calling to hear it from someone else now.
All I told them was to give us a car with enough...
Our contact has arrived.
And approaching us is someone who's grabbing us swiftly across. The name is Detective Kurosawa. Before I welcome him, I guess speaks up.
Oh my, this was not our designated...
You want to know how I did it?
Lately, it feels that whenever Agus wants to voice her opinion to me, she intentionally puts on the robot act. They mentioned this at the lab. And if Agus still speaks in that stiff formal manner, either she's too human and it's developing a habit, or she's doing it on purpose. Honestly.
We appreciate your cooperation, Detective.
Long time no see, miss. And
Indeed. It has been a while.
Detective Kurosawa was officer at the police box near the school we attended 3 years ago. He was shunned for cooperating us and busted back down to officer, but now that the shadow is officially recognized, he's in the good graces again. We think he would just be on the confines of the station to solve a case, even go so far as to bend the rules. He's a rare breed. Kurosawa's expression had softened while he makes small talk with August, which makes me realize that this is the first time he's seen August in her kind
I should make you stand while we talk. Please.
Sorry. I haven't seen you in a while, so I had...
Yes, it's that we're trying to go incognito. It's not difficult not to point out that our vehicle and attire are completely unsuitable to the goals that we enter the limousine. He sits and does not wait until the door is closed before getting to the point.
I found out quite a bit regarding the case you had me. First, I reviewed the report on the incidents from last year. One of the suspects mentioned the word...
So what went on here last...
It's probably related, but I wasn't done there. Parts of this guy's testimony. If you can take what's in the record at face value, it seems Persona users...
Enter... TV...
Just what it sounds like. He physically He claimed there was another world in the TV, and dropping people inside it was the method behind last year's murders.
This all sounds rather absurd. I'm surprised it was included.
I got in touch with the detective in charge at the time and said this. Apparently the report was filed by a young partner of his at the time. He'd entertained the wildest testimonies like...
He sounds like quite the odd...
If this was what really went on, the police would have had no chance cracking it. But that Detective Dojima is one shrewd...
Dojima!
Supernatural hocus pocus surrounding the case. He caught...
Yeah! What I asked of him was collect information on the serial murders that occurred in Inaba last year. The shadow operatives aren't public knowledge, so I thought the local police were willing to speak with him, but the results surpassed my expectations. It was slightly infuriating to already run up against something I'm powerless to achieve myself.
That's all I have for you right now. I should be going. I doubt either of us has time to reminisce. It's funny, though. I thought the fighting was over, but you guys surprised me every...
Yeah!
Very much, Officer Kurosawa. Why don't...
Oh, that's all right. I've got my own car. I doubt my department would appreciate your... If I ever showed up for work in something like this, I'd be the talk of the force until the day I...
The Technicolor jokes with us before exiting the limousine, waving casually back at us. I had nothing to say as to that as I watch him leave, rotating his shoulders to work out some kinks. I just though felt the need to comment.
Mitsuru-san, this could be bad. Our sense of...
I can't... First, we'll need to test the claim that...
We're at the junkyard after all, and I can see a number of consumer electronics that have been discarded illegally. I just looks around and points at a certain pile as she gets out of the car.
There is a discarded TV over there. If the environment does not match...
Wait, I guess.
Don't worry.
That's not what I was worried about. Anything like styles, and no, I'm overthinking this. We're attracting enough attention. Even when I leave now without doing anything, those pictures can still end up on the internet. That can gossip about strange people in funny clothes. It'll become some urban legend. Mine made up. I step outside wearing my special equipment. Yeah, honestly, you're freaks in this outfits. in Inaba, anyways. Everyone else is wearing high school uniforms or like gas clothes. Once Aiga sees that I followed her, she gives a small nod, stretching her hands toward the TV screen.
Amazing.
Her hand, it's inside the TV screen, but the screen itself seems undamaged. Aiga's hand is swallowed up to her wrist, as if she put it into a bucket of water.
Interesting. It's exactly as the police report said. What's it like inside?
Not particularly. It's the same as my. It's hard to say definitively since this is my first encounter with it, but I believe this reading is from a personality module.
Does that mean our retrieval target is inside the TV?
Huh. Sounds like fun.
The voice sounds very familiar. What I see in the direction from where it came from is a man in an outlandishly red cape. It's ate for a moment. Could it be?
Is that Akihiko?
The man leaps from the stacked tower of TVs like an acrobat.
You didn't show up at the rendezvous point, so I went looking and found you here. This whole TV thing is...
In spite of myself, I bury my face in my palm.
Akihiko, what on earth are you wearing? Just what were you doing overseas?
Didn't I tell you that I was on a train?
Don't tell me you came here from the airport like that. Does the concept of keeping a low profile mean nothing to you?
Mitsuru-san, I believe you have the right to complain about that.
That's it. I'm never mentioning the subject of our appearance again.
Anyway, we can go inside. What are we waiting?
Still the same Akihiko. We don't know the situation inside yet, and we'll need a secure means of getting out.
So what? If we want to get this Labrys back, someone has to go inside, right?
Well, that's...
Our target hijacked a plane to throw her into a TV in this town. If we sit on our hands, it's possible we'll be put in serious danger.
Akihiko's right. That's exactly why we've been trying to act as quickly as possible in the case again.
Different from how we used to be. We made the choice to fight shadows as professionals. That's why I traveled around the world and trained harder than ever. And now that something's actually come up, you're hesitating? We agreed to do this. I'm ready to stake my life on the mission.
Actually unafraid to state his honest opinion. Classic Akihiko. We must understand that this is its role. Certainly, there are times when I need such opinions. It's been a while since he went abroad. I think I understand his current mindset. Sigh. Alright, wait here. I need to make a phone call first. Okay, but make it quick. He doesn't have to tell me twice. Stick on my phone, bring up my contacts list. The world inside TV. I don't know what it might be like in there, but I didn't know someone who could help. Because I didn't have to ask their help after Labrys was secure, but time has come. Called up the homies! Now I've taken all possible precautions. The rest is the test of our resolve. Let's go! In the TV!
The other members will wait here in the car.
Yeah. If we all barge in and something happens, they'll be devastated.
Now that you mention it, at least one of us should be staying behind as well.
I am not staying.
Us three will be plenty. We'll end this in a flash. No problem.
The same as always. Although, we have no idea what might be waiting for us on the other side. Don't get careless.
Right.
This situation, it brings back memories.
Yeah!
Ready!
Bye-bye.
Why enter the TV?
Oh, hi, Naoto.
What's going on?
Yeah, Naoto? Does Naoto just, like, know the P3 cast or something? Yeah? Oh, hello? Hello? Where am I?
Is this inside the TV?
Oh no, we did it right. No, nothing happened. I thought I hit the skip button by accident. I remember being involved in a white light, but that came afterwards. It's unclear. Is this the world inside the TV? Oddly enough, the site before me seems to be the main gate of a school. Name engraved on the inside.
Yasagami High School. An existing high school has been complete.
Yes. And then I then came to a realization. I encountered something much like this before. It doesn't appear to be much different from reality as far as appearances, but it has the same distinctive, sticky atmosphere. The labyrinth Tartarus that was our battleground 3 years ago. It bears a lot of similarities to this place.
Where are the others?
Being separated won't do anything to further our mission. Perhaps I can use my communication now to get in touch with them.
I can't reach them through my persona either.
Indeed.
It's highly unusual.
It's barely functioning, but the noise here is severe. I'll need to understand this world a little better and find a quiet place to concentrate. As I check my surroundings again for any answers, I hear the sound of footsteps. I tense, making myself ready for anything. I turn around and a uniformed girl stops, looking at me in bewilderment.
Huh?
Oh, hi, Yukiko. I didn't expect to meet someone else here, yet alone a seemingly ordinary schoolgirl like us. Could her age and outfit belie a connection to the theft of Labrys? But after the girl's surprise faded, she seemed to be confused about my appearance. It seemed that Sarah had that even here in another dimension, people are startled by my attire. At least her reaction allayed my suspicions. People reveal something of themselves and they're caught off guard. Andrew and the actor community time couldn't fake being perplexed so naturally.
Did I surprise you? I suppose my outfit is somewhat unusual.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Why are you here?
Why are we here?
Well...
A loud cheer suddenly swells, cutting off our conversation. There's definitely a crowd present here. I look around the area in confusion.
What? Where is that coming from?
Students appear one after another, clearly intrigued to see us here.
Huh? What's going on?
Before I react, an image appears in the monitor, buried beneath the bizarre decorations.
Hello! Hello! This is General Teddy, your benevolent dictator!
And I, Rosette, am your commentator. It's time for the next round in the P1 Grand Prix. Are you ready?
No.
P1 Grand Prix?
Suddenly, on the one in the ridiculous costumes cue, smoke pours out around us. A spotlight shines from somewhere directly upon me. I instinctively raise my arm to shield my eyes from the harsh light. It feels like I'm being displayed for an audience.
And who do we have for Yuki-chan's opponent? Ooh! It's a mysterious beauty. How unexpected!
Yeah, buddy?
Teddy? What's wrong?
Do you know that bear? The monitor showing the one in the costume called himself General Teddy suddenly fuzzies over the static. The static gets worse and worse until inherently the expressionless bear costume that it looks as though it forgets how to make facial expressions appears on the screen. That same voice as before, but its tone is harsh and mechanical now.
Case 04. Unintended intruder. Entering...
What is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, buddy? As soon as the normally registers, I feel a bizarre noise that's like something scratching against my whole body. Was that some kind of attack? Seemed like to have an effect on me, but the girl standing beside me wondered what quite a change.
You. Who do you think you are? It's no use trying to talk your way out of it. There's nothing to discuss. You don't need... If you want to wall yourself off from everyone, I'll be happy to end your lonely life.
Yeah? The girl's face distorts with hatred as she spits her words at me. It's a far cry from her earlier demeanor. It's as if she's a completely different person, and that's not all. Understandably, she seemed not to know me before, but now she speaks as if she does. What is this? Could it be the effect of the noise I sense?
You won't be so smug for long. Come, Konohana Sakuya.
She's summoning personas!
A persona?
Well, spreads the fan in her hand, and with a flash of light, a persona manifests. How careless of me. I should have accounted for the possibility as soon as I saw her in this world.
We won't be settling this peacefully, I see.
I ready my evoker and concentrate.
To me, Artemisia.
Yes, let us fight! Power arises from me, and the sensei my Phonus has emerged, but the handle of my evoker is still at my side. My persona didn't just appear without the use of my evoker tribute, as I've summoned it only by thinking. Theoretically, one doesn't need to use an evoker to summon one's persona. I didn't have one the day my persona first manifested, and I've done without one several other times as well, but never before I was summoned it so easily without any special concentration. That my consciousness is reaching far beyond the boundaries of my body, but as a way of analogy, it feels like being able to control the wind with my fingertips. Could it be that because this world is special? The girl's voice brings me back to the situation at hand, which mind, the girl doesn't need to be using any special implements to summon either.
A persona user. Fine. I still won't lose.
Sorry, girl, but you are losing. Versus. Let's go.
Final. Yukiko Senpai and her fans are taking the stage. Go! Your slow breaks this stalemate. On guard. It ends here. It seems one-sided. Yet it's like an opportunity's come up. This is turning into a very one-sided battle. On guard. One side has a slight lead. Will that be enough? You're stuck. Ooh, we're leading in Samurai. Can we push through? Sense has been shattered. You'll just get final. And here, you won't get down. You're on it now. Now, let's go to the town. Artemisia.
We're about to lose. Wow, we lost. We just got played a little bit. Wow. We really got bodied a little bit.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. This place is
Very well.
We're gonna load up that again, I guess.
Okay.
Let's go.
Final. Yukiko Senpai and her fans are taking the stage. You will break. She's on the other foot now. Both sides are waiting for an opportunity. You're slow. What a great battle. Both sides are honest. This is truly the fight of the century. They turned this into a kind of awakening. This won't be that. Artemisia. Persona is destroyed.
Your persona has been broken too, which means you can't attack me.
In the end, the victor was no surprise.
But we did it, we won. And that's what matters. Once the battle ends, the monitors nearby switches on.
An irregularity has occurred. Intruders are persona users.
Valid targets, you say. Rousers to myself and the others. Does he mean he's going to adjust his tactics for dealing with us to our various strengths? The way he says that seems like a bad note.
Valid target.
I understand we're considered to be intruders, but what do you mean by that? It seems we're part of the tournament now, but was that the enemy's original plan? On screen fuzz and once again shows the costume person as he originally appeared.
Geez, you need to let me know if you want to get in. But this is a unique situation, and you're one hot mom.
Okay, buddy.
I'll make an exception. Just keep putting on a good show in your next bout, too.
Who are you? Why don't you take off that strange costume and show your face?
Yeah.
Hey now, I don't think a lady walking around in a cat suit like yours can talk to me about my bear suit. Enough with the questions. Move on.
Again, yet another person hung up on my outfit. It's unlike me to let the enemy's words get under my skin.
Is that costume thing the one who stole Labrys? If so, then what's the purpose of this bizarre tournament? Fine. I'll get a read on your location.
I quickly linked my communicator and persona. Some personas are most suited to operational support than direct combat. In my case, though, the power is secondary. We normally have persona that specialize in that world, but with some specialized equipment I can get by with my consciousness and send it drifting throughout the surrounding area. The enemy must think he's keeping an eye on us, but we'll learn soon enough that he's not the only one with a bird's eye view of the situation. But before the layout of this place becomes clear, an unexpected change occurs within me. When I use my power, noise runs through the students that I've been inspecting. In an instant, they turn into something like silhouettes that barely have human shapes. It seems their true colors have been exposed. Are they not human?
What? Were they shadows? If they were, I don't sense any Were they just set dressing that thing in the costume prepared?
Probably. Apparently, the disturbance isn't so serious. The large crowd that cheered implied was made up entirely of people who entered the TV. Which leaves it a mystery, but it may be best to consider it a blessing.
In any case, it appears that apart from this...
The student girl who collapsed on the floor is coming around. I released my persona and hop over to help her. I wasn't fighting my fullest, so she shouldn't be suffering from any real wounds. There are so many mysteries surrounding this girl. She seems to be more than just an associate of the one in the bear costume. The moment the girl sees me, she jumps back like a startled animal. Her speech is flustered, and her face a blight, blushing red. There are tears in her eyes.
How come you knew
about what?
That was private. I can't believe someone I've never even...
The girl covers her reddened face in shame. I try and think back to what I said to her. I point out anything that would cause such a reaction. One detail jumps at me. When the girl's manner of speech shifted before a battle, it wasn't just her personality that abruptly changed. But we had just met. She talked as if she knew more than she should about my past.
That reminds me.
If the girl before me no longer bears any of the senseless animosity from before.
Seems to have been some kind of interference. Come to think of it, that bear was egging us on. The interference must have been to ensure...
General Teddy, was it? He looked comical enough, but he certainly put an elaborate scheme in motion.
No! How could Teddy...
Seemed to have finally calmed down, considering what a complex expression.
You know the one in costume?
Oh, I know him very well. He's usually not like this at all.
Take the girl's hand and again help her to her feet.
I'm Mitsuru Kirijo. I've come here in search of a unique object. Why don't we start over?
Yes. Oh, my name's Yukiko Amagi. I'm sorry.
So, Amagi, why did you come to this one?
Where to start? So many strange things happened over the last...
First glance, she seemed like an ordinary student. Why is she here inside the team? I to summarize that her recent past to me in an even tone of voice. This world found in a serial murder case last year. She and her friends awakened to their persona while investigating the case and eventually solved it. At the case conclusion, the world found those thoughts returned to its original state. None of this contradicts what I learned from Kurosawa.
A realm inside a TV, formed by people's thought. It sounds absurd, but that would explain the incongruity I sensed when I used my persona.
We thought the case had been solved, but lately there's been another strange program on the air. My friends and I couldn't ignore that, so we came back here.
Your friends? Are there others here besides yourself?
Yes.
Yes, I was with 3 other people, but we got separated when we entered. The one in costume and the girl who called herself Rosette are friends of ours too.
Poggers.
So strangely.
So this is not the way they generally behave then?
Indeed. I can tell from Amage's reaction that normally she trusts those two implicitly. Considering what the enemy did to her earlier, could they be under its control as well? Either way, it sheds no light on the theft of Labrys. How are they related? Or is it incident only a
There's
coincidence?
one more thing I'm curious about. Have you ever heard the name Labrys?
Labrys? No, I don't think I've ever heard of that before. What is it?
It's the thing I'm searching for. What makes it problematic is that I know nothing of its appearance. Honestly, I'm not sure it has anything to do with this disturbance. Though I can't write it off completely as irrelevant.
Though it appears as that there is no connection. Whoever went so far as to hijack the plane to steal Labrys brought her all the way here. No matter how I look at it, that means something.
Anyway, thank you for your cooperation. I understand the situation better now.
Whoa, think again, lady!
Suddenly appears on the screen to interrupt their conversation.
Only the winner of each bout can go on.
Oh, I'll consider your role in being forced as if to answer my unspoken question amongst an odd gesture.
There's nothing here. Wait, but Mitsuru...
Looks at me unexpectedly. I take a tentative walk and step through the place where she claims there is a wall.
Like I said, you're stuck there, and come on, miss. You won. So it's time to barrel forward to the next step.
I must leave the girl alone in this strange world then, though I'm uneasy about doing so. Amagi seems to read my thoughts and smiles.
Thank you, but I'll be all right. I fought shadows for an entire year, too.
I see. In that case, I'll press on, and
If you see them, please tell them I'm all right, and they shouldn't worry. You be careful, too, Mitsuru.
Amagi smiles resolutely. She's a very strong girl.
all right, I'll pass that along.
Yeah, let's do it. I nod, acknowledging her wishes to turn my back to the wall.
Not only do they tamper with our minds, they prevent us from... It may not necessarily ruin friendships, but there's no way forward than it seems the mastermind is it.
I grip my teeth in anger. Amagi's clear eyes remain in my heart. This operation, it's no longer just to retrieve Labrys. It's I make a silent vow to go. Everyone has been driving us must be rescued. Yeah, I agree.
Another day.
As I step into the school, I realize there's invisible walls around me, blocking up routes that appear open to the naked eye. I am the thief who stole Labrys together, and persona users in this world, not exactly having a clear idea of their motivations, agitated my anxiety. I guess an Akihiko may have been dragged to the Grand Priest as well, so we need to compare notes. If all goes well, we may figure out location of the mastermind behind us that I failed to grasp earlier. After quickly confirming that there are no shadows nearby, I link my communicator with my persona. I focus my consciousness and jerk throughout the surrounding. The presence is faint, and I can't tell where it is, yet I can definitely hear a voice. It seems that I can sense it because of my secondary support capabilities. But when I focus hard, it just seems that they're trying to communicate with me. It's more like the words and the intense emotions behind them are seeping out of the room itself, perhaps even from all around me. Eventually the voice becomes clearer.
I'm scared. I'm alone. It hurts. Why?
I don't recognize the voice.
I didn't ask to be born a machine. How come no one... What's the difference between normal people's hearts and...
A machine?
Yes!
Is that Labrys?
I stand up and try calling out to her.
Labrys! Are you near?
There is no answer. It seems that it's not because the voice's owner is nearby that it can hear. It's subtly different from hearing voices from with my own ears. It's true. I just focus my senses once again, but I can't tell exactly where it's coming from. Yet having tough command of the layout, a thorough command of the layout here makes it harder to pinpoint. Eventually the voice fades, only as silence remains.
She said that had to have been... Sounds as if her heart has developed further than we thought.
Even I, its latest model, have got a lot of time and experience to develop the heart she has. So then why does Labrys, who have been sealed from her development up to now, have such an advanced heart?
I didn't ask to be born a machine. It pains me to hear that.
The anti-air shadow suppression weapons are created as insurance for dangerous shadow experiments. Experimentations in case the subject should go berserk. I think that can stand up to a shadow as persona, and being able to control one is an absolute necessity when dealing with shadows. Thus, they were given hearts in order to be able to induce their ability to see personas. As a weapon, but a weapon that has a heart contradicts itself. It is natural for August to be the contradiction, and it caused her serious anguish in the past.
We can't allow victims like her to be tormented by sins of the past, whether they're human or not.
Nearly resolved, I press on. I continue through school, still unable to contact Aigus or Akihiko. This wall seemed to be leading me towards the gym. Compared to the one at Kanai, this seems rather modest, but the chairs stacked to the unusual heights and the monitors everywhere given an eerie air. The monitor switching on again, but this time it's not showing down. How strange, it appears to be commercial for a fighting event.
What in the...
A succession of men and women are introduced as participants. I only recognize one of them as
They're
Amagi.
wearing the same uniforms as Amagi.
All of them are introduced before epithets. The Amagi girl met in person with a completely different, sophisticated girl. I suppose the enemy made up all the taglines. As the Amagi's introduction ends, the video turns off and General Teddy's face appears on screen.
I had to completely rejigger the bracket to accommodate 3 new contestants.
3 new contestants.
On the other paw, a tournament's more exciting. Getting back on track.
Who's our next? When I enter, someone who had already been here turns around. Its face. It was someone on the video.
Huh? There's people besides us?
Yosuke!
You're...
Holy crap, she's smoking hot. And she's wearing doesn't hurt either.
You were in that video just now. What was it they called you? Captain Ressentiment?
How come you remember that stupid title and not my real name?
Because, yes.
Figures I need a knockout like this, and she already knows about that. God, I wish I was dead.
Apparently, the epitaph from the videos hit a sore point with the peep feature. The nickname left more of an impression than his real name, so it just slipped out. At that moment, General Terry's appeared on the street of the larger monitors inside the gym.
How do you like your opponent?
Why are you making us fight? What benefit do you derive from this nonsense?
Yes.
So many questions. I just want you all to suffer. Isn't that exciting?
Yes.
That's what this is about? No. If Labrys is involved, there's more to it, isn't there?
Yes.
Enough jibber jabber. Hurry and start the fight. Look at your opponent. He's ready.
Okay, buddy. The general smirk strikes me as incongruence. Same time as that time in the manga. I glance at the monitor, thinking that it's more interferences at work. I hear unexpectedly bitter words.
Yeah, Teddy's right. I mean, you're the one who barged in here. Man, who'd come to such a dangerous place without hesitating?
Yes.
You really are an ice queen. I bet you don't have many friends.
It's happening again. The moment that noise kicks in, not only does my opponent's personality change, they begin speaking of things that they shouldn't know about. Exactly what happened with Amagi.
You talk as if you know me.
Stop acting so calm and changing the subject. You seem like you don't know much about this world. So how do you plan to get... Don't tell me you rushed in here with no escape.
That is exactly what happened.
Man, seriously? You're nuts. People like you who obsess over responsibility and put all the burden on yourselves, you annoy the hell out of me.
It doesn't matter how others...
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Isn't that because you don't trust...
We clearly can't have a normal conversation with the intermediate interference, but even knowing that I catch myself trying to argue the point, every responsibility I suffer is mine alone. If I share it with someone, that means the suffering will also be shared. That is why I try to be self-sufficient. The more I care about someone, the less I'm willing to rely on them. But isn't that known better than not believing in them? I've been caught in that trap before. Maybe I still haven't truly escaped it. But how could he guess at my private distress, one that I barely confided to others before?
I was supposedly an unexpected intruder.
What are you mumbling about? Well, let me ease your mind. Let's do this, Jiraiya.
Jiraiya!
Go, Yosuke-senpai! Beat up that shady...
I can see there'll be there's nothing for it then.
Artemisia! Let's go! I'm gonna assume each of the Persona characters are like 3 and or 9 scenes each. Hey, buddy. No. No. Get. Buddy, you're mine. Well, yes, it has. Yeah. I agree. Let's go. Also, I'm thinking I'm gonna save Aigis' story for a little later. This is taking a bit longer than I was expecting.
You're so useless, Yosuke-senpai. Unfortunately...
On the PS system is rather casual with their insults soon after Teddy appears on the screen again.
So strong, miss. I can barely believe how gorgeous and powerful you are.
It seems they're not provoking us only to have us fight one another. And their method, is it more like an illusion they're casting over us, rather than some sort of mind control?
Probably.
Still trying to figure everything out? Switch your brain off and enjoy the Grand Prix.
Sorry, but I'm not some savage who enjoys the suffering. And don't call me Miss. My name is Mitsuru Kirijo.
Kirijo?
You've toyed with us, and I don't take that lightly.
Yeah, you tell him, Mitsuru.
You better be prepared.
Kirijo.
The moment he hears my voice, the face in the beard sorts into a mask of hate.
You're the one who should be prepared.
The eye sends after he flings those words at me.
I mentioned my name on purpose. He reacted as strongly to...
I don't know anything for certain, but I'm pretty sure that General Teddy's the circuits of Labrys. Yeah.
Side incident, but evidently not. We were meant to come here.
I agree. Just then, the young man behind me slowly gets to his feet.
Ah, you're awake.
It seems now the battle is settled. The interference upon us to seem odd has vanished. Hanamura cringes away, frightened. I can't help but shrug.
My. Amagi reacted the same way.
Oh, you bet. Wait, what? And did you just say Amagi?
Yes, before I came here. I was
I explained the situation to him. I also said that they shared information with me on last year's case. That should help prove that I did encounter Amagi. Just on the off chance, I asked Hanamura about Labrys, but he didn't even know the name. Once we finish speaking, he stands up and places his hand in the air as if touching somewhere there.
Only the winner can move on, huh? I'm the only one who can feel this invisible wall thing, so I guess it's true.
Yeah, we can't
Glad you
move.
understand. I was worried you'd doubt me since I'm a complete stranger.
Well, you didn't seem like someone who'd try. I mean, what's the point? I've lost now, so I can't go anywhere.
Indeed. You're very...
Young man waves away my compliment.
Nah, after what I went through last year, I just got used to coming smack up against insane stuff in this world.
That's fair. And Yukiko, my friend you met, she believes in you too, so I don't mind trusting you too.
I see.
I can't help myself from smiling. Their bond seems to be real. I do somewhat envy the way they trust each other without a doubt. It could never could have happened unless they had overcome the same trials together.
I'd like your opinion on something. That General Teddy said it was all in fun, but I doubt it's anything.
I've been wondering the same thing, but I don't know. But you know, it might not just be Teddy behind it. I met
A weird girl.
She was about my age, and she said she was the student council. It was like she had no idea that she was inside the TV world.
Wow.
That doesn't seem very like...
No, I doubt one could be unaware of such things. It's possible that she didn't come here of her own will.
This may be a school now, but it doesn't always. When normal people who don't have personas come in here, the world changes to reflect what they're thinking. It happened every time a victim was dumped into a TV last year. Maybe this time she's the victim. Even if she means well, she still could have a lot to do
That's
with it.
true. Judging from the state of affairs, I'm going to think the girl in question is Labrys. See, since Hanamura doesn't know the details of my mission, it wouldn't occur to him that that's what I'm searching for, is a humanoid weapon with a heart.
What did this girl look like? Did anything about her?
No, not really. She wore the
Yo! Nice, Omar. Finally? You finally got it, my dude? Let's go! Considering how Aegis looks, it's possible that Labrys' appearance is quite close to human. When does that mean? what does that mean? That she's completely able to pass as human? Even Aegis has to wear clothes that cover her entire body in order for her to walk around town. And Labrys even wore the same uniform as them? Back up another unsolved mystery, I suppose. We didn't have to talk about Anamura. It does feels like I'm starting to understand the bigger picture here.
See, thank you. I'm getting a clearer picture of what's. I'm sorry, but I can't stay in chat. I should.
Oh, wait a sec. Can you look after my other friends too? That Teddy's really not a bad guy either. Sure, he eats my ice cream. He's not the type of guy who'd get off on watching people hurt each other. There's gotta be some other explanation.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I was already thinking along similar lines.
Only get some game. That's a mood, my dude.
It may be that they're faced with the same situation. I'll save everyone who's been dragged into this, including your friends, and this student council president.
Thanks. Just hurry before someone else dies and...
Onward expression was pretty even bright, albeit desperate, darkens only noticeably. From all I've heard, last year's Shadow incident revolved around serial murders. It may be that he lost someone as well. To fight desperately but lacking the power to make a difference and being forcibly parted from loved ones. Understand that pain all too well.
That must sound pretty lame, losing the fight and then making a lot of demands.
Not so. Your concern for your friends in a situation like this. C'est magnifique.
Yeah?
What?
I sensed it when speaking to Amagi too. But you all, I promise to do well.
Yeah, Mitsuru, you're gonna be a homie! These emotions he seemed to view as weakness are actually a strength. I'm sure that with a little more experience he'll come to realize that. I'm sure that he'll come to realize that. He'll see how difficult it is to hold on to that will and how valuable it is to have friends that he can share it with. As I am the only one who'll be moving on responsible duties that interest me. It turns to my determination. Hanamura's expression turns serious and he nods. Yeah, Mitsuru, let's go. Lol, nice. At the party with Hanamura, I once again proceed through the school. The invincible walls continue to bar my path, and undoubtedly, enemies lead me exactly where he wants me.
Is there no end?
Rules of the P1 Grand Prix are powerfully enforced. I can try to see if I can destroy one of the walls, but it doesn't seem as if I can get... Though I can. Even if I use all my strength, but in that case I'd be at a disadvantage in my next fight. Either way, it doesn't seem worth the trouble. I stray from this suggested route on purpose and open one of the classroom doors. I sense no enemies here, and now we get to meet Akihiko, because we just saw him here. Unlike before, things clearly smoothly spread outward. I sense one, no, two familiar reactions.
Akihiko.
First, I focus my sense of conscious close by.
Can you hear me, I guess?
Mitsuru-san, I am relieved to finally hear from you.
No, we were separated, but I've confirmed his safety. I'm sure he won't be
Ice laughs upon hearing my words.
Let's exchange information while we can.
I give her a simple outline of the current situation. I mentioned the students that were drawn here. I suspicion that the P1 Grand Prix mastermind is almost certainly related to Labrys. And from what I heard of a girl who I'm assuming to be Labrys.
I saw that girl a moment ago, though I lost sight of her when the invisible walls blocked my path.
I've been told she looks more human than you. Is that possible?
Not only that, she was almost indistinguishable from a normal person. I couldn't believe it either, yet I definitely sensed a personality module. I don't believe there's any mistake that she is Labrys.
I see.
There's no doubt that General Tenney has strong ties to Labrys in the Courageous group, but this girl whom we believe to be Labrys is apparently walking around unconstrained, and if he sets up this many walls, it should be easy for him to capture her too.
Don't worry about meeting up for now. Under the present conditions, we'd only end up fighting amongst our...
Understood.
I don't know how Labrys ties into this situation.
Yeah.
Hello?
Agus's voice trails off as my connection to her dies out again. I wonder if the enemy knows our conversation took preventive measures, though the voice I'm hearing now isn't there.
Some other way. If there was.
That's the same voice from before. Labrys!
It's happening again. The voice reaches me through my persona ability, but I have the strangest sensation about it. I get the impression that voice is sweeping out of all directions in this place.
Who is she addressing?
I don't want to fight him.
That reminds me. Hanamura said that the environments here are full. Could these be Labrys's innermost thoughts?
What do you think we are?
Yes. When I experienced not just the voice, but a powerful waves of emotion learned me through my persona senses, a strong sadness, confusion, despair. I can't help but fall to my knees, though nothing has assaulted me directly. How can I describe this weight? What impossible explanation crosses my mind?
She's not addressing anyone. These are her memories.
I think back to what Jen had said, that makes people suffer is fun. I insisted on a barbaric desire not worth thinking about too deeply. Then, in truth, what kind of horrors would have someone have to go through to emerge with such a stunted perspective?
To see the relationship between this tournament and Labrys.
In any case, I must feed on to learn anything. I redouble my resolve and begin walking again. The monitor suddenly turns on, showing a smirking General Teddy.
What are you getting so sentimental?
Then you intend to continue this meaningless fight.
I'll decide what's meaningless or not. Bring up.
As soon as the general shouts, smoke gushes out, obstructing my view. It seems as if he's willing to listen to. He isn't willing to listen to reason at all, and not that I expected otherwise. But I'm forced to fight this time. Turn eyes to see through the smoke. Looks like it's
you.
I remember that face. Naoto Shirogane. He was present as a police officer when Labrys was being transported to Yakushima. It was all thanks to his quick think they would discover that I had been taken to Inaba. If our trip hadn't been disrupted by the hijacking, he might still be with us in Yakushima. Why is he here?
This is a problem. I didn't think we'd run into each other. Is this another illusion? I'll answer that question later. It would be best to say as...
With that, a young man lifts his finger to his lips and a gesture to remain silent. Directly afterwards, that static sensation runs through my body. Then I understand what he meant. Once again, this noise prevents us from understanding each other properly. He's probably noticed the effect at work. Nothing we say right now can be called conversing. We understand that neither of us need take what the others say personally. That's why we called for temporary silence, and it's an amazing assessment, given the brief time which we had to make it. For long as expected young man before me undergoes a complete attitude reversal.
Seriously, such impatience handling the grunt work yourself like that. Isn't micromanaging like this the style of an incompetent leader?
Wow.
Who can't see the bigger picture?
This isn't how he truly feels. I say nothing.
The silent treatment, huh? That's you don't believe in people, not a... You have friends and allies, but believing in them is a different thing. Shall I say it for you? The notion of growing attached to something and losing it scares you so much that you'll share nothing truly important to you. Even if you want to believe in your friends.
That's not true.
I heard something that the argument is futile.
Of course it is. Why not? In truth, you have your hands full. You don't need the added burden of others placing their lives in your hands.
No.
Young man smirks as if ridiculing my inability to stop myself from responding to his allegations, despite knowing fully the utility of doing so. But the smirk only helps me regain my composure. The real Shirogane would never make that face. This is only an illusion.
There's no use continuing this. Not until I eliminate this irritating mirage.
Yeah! Let's beat up Naoto! Then we're not gonna run into Akihiko, I guess? Yeah! We did it. We win.
Alright, announcement over. Until next time.
We win. We've done it. C9, eh? He turned towards the monitor on the assumption that General Teddy will appear to mock us. For the time he doesn't. Sure why, but it at least allows some time to calmly talk things over. I look towards the young man once again.
Am I getting through to you now?
Yes. It seems we were spellbound until the fight began, as we both... They disrupted our communications to drive, though it's a mystery to me as to where it draws such personal slights for the illusions.
I agree.
Seems he bears no animosity and is willing to discuss things, but to be honest, not sure where we stand. Why is he here? You think of several possibilities, but if you follow us in, this uncanniness may prove dangerous. He gives me a sudden worried smile as if my reluctance in trying to associate.
There's no need to be cagey. I don't intend to dodge whatever. You were probably wondering 3 things when you saw. First, how did I enter this world? Second, what am I doing? And third, if I came here look.
No wonder you've made a name for yourself as a detective.
The first answer is easy. You know now that I can use a persona, allowing me access to the. As for the second, there's no great mystery why I would come to Inaba.
You wouldn't happen to be acquainted with Amagi and...
You've met my senpai?
Your friends. I gather that you're comrades who fought alongside each other during the series. I assume you entered the TV together for the same reason they did, and found yourself dragged into this...
Whatever doubts I may have about them, it seemed they're just here because we dragged them into this. I'm not very comfortable with that.
So, I must have... No doubt you already know, but the object we seek has been brought to this world. Whoever learned of this world's existence must have thought it would be useful in whatever...
You apologizing?
Shrugs with a weary smile.
Are you so sure you can trust me? You have no guarantee that I'm telling... And there's still the answer to your third question to...
Fair enough. But if you're friends with Amagi and Hunt...
Perhaps I lied about that.
But then why would you bring it up? No, you're no...
You aren't at all the person...
I'll take that as a compliment.
He smiles just that it wasn't meant as one. I mean, it makes him look his age, or even younger. I don't but smile at the idea that he's not exactly a hard man to be.
Teddy, who appeared on that monitor, is not our friend.
You have proof of this?
I found the real Teddy. Our enemy can fog both our eyes and ears. It's possible they can make themselves look like someone else.
Indeed.
I see. But I still don't know why they chose to take on...
Upon hearing this, I sigh and close my eyes.
It might be to make you all suffer. If they led you to believe your friend betrayed you, it would make this all the more painful.
There's some truth to that, but it seems too simple a motive to warrant this elaborate of a disturbance.
He's wrong if the motive is somehow connected. If you're streaming, get out of my stream. No! I'm gonna go into your stream and redeem points. I have your thing open on my other tab. He's wrong and the motive is somehow connected. Have a good one, Anna. Night. If the motive somehow connected to Labrys's memories, what would have been incomprehensible becomes completely understandable. Like illusion must have shown, though, on my face, since Shirogane trails off in understanding. Oh, it's something came in a good touch. It's a sensation I haven't felt since the world, but I know it's feeling. It's the effect of being brushed by a persona's interdimensional support powers.
This feeling.
Natsuko? So you ended up here too?
The resave voice immediately turns quirky.
So glad. Ever since this weird fake Teddy kidnapped me, I've been all alone.
It's all right. Just calm down and tell me where you are.
I think it's the announcement room. It's kind of off. The fake Teddy was watching me until...
Hi, Crystal. Welcome. I'm sorry. I got enough points, and it showed on the tab because I had it open. So I said, why not? I got like 1 second of breathing room to hit a button. But yeah, a pinky love. Let me get the emote. Where it at? The fake Teddy was watching me until a moment ago, so I couldn't use my persona. She seemed to have been under the General's close watch. Yay! Crystal forgives me. Seems to be under the General's close watch, limiting her chance to use her persona until now. As soon as the General stepped out for a moment, she took the opportunity to talk to Shirogane.
You're in the announcement room now, yes?
Huh?
Who's that?
Seems extremely confused. I had temporarily forgotten that it might prevent me from being detected by persona abilities to an extent. I prepared it after facing an enemy with similar powers once before. It works by making my presence difficult to detect unless they know me well and recognize my signature. They kind of sense their confusion as well and introduces me to her. Introduction is accurate yet concise. I can see he's a first-rate detective.
Mitsuru Kirijo. Wait,
Yes, that's correct.
the CEO?
Not quite.
You hired me for a commercial before. Oh, good. Thank you very much.
A commercial?
Oh, yes. I'm a classmate of the others you met, but I'm also kind of a starlet and,
Rise-san, that can wait. There's no knowing when our adversary will
Yeah.
All right.
Kujikawa said that she was captured, but why would they treat her differently?
Well, you see, yes.
I suspect it was to block communication. If we could speak freely as we just did, their whole... so that's why Teddy and Rise-san were the hosts.
What do you mean?
The real Teddy has a similar power. That's why those two were taken separately.
Perhaps.
Not only that, but by acting as the two who had disappeared, the enemy thought it could portray... Though it appears that Teddy managed to escape on his own.
How come I'm the only one fake Teddy is watching over?
You have the most powerful investigative persona. They must have had to take greater pains with you.
I think we're keeping this going too long. We've exchanged what we know already. Be careful, you guys.
Bye. I face Shirogane
We
once
are
again.
responsible for this case. Rescuing the ones who've been dragged into it is part. Besides, she's another of your friends, isn't she? All the more reason for me to go.
He makes a false hand gesture as if searching for the right words. After taking some time to make up his mind, he looks me in the eyes once more.
You're quite prepared for this. It would be unfair of me not to tell you. Please hear me out. The reason.
I cut him off intentionally.
You're very proud to be a detective, no? I can see it in your eye. If you've done nothing to be ashamed of, that makes us even. I have
Kirijo-san. It seems I still have much
Indeed
to
you
learn.
do. Despite what I said, I make an educated guess as to his man. If he's a persona user, that means play selected as their observer someone with the potential. If his only task was watch over the transfer, there'd be no need to send a persona user. It leads to believe that he been asked to secretly spy on me or my organization. But we have nothing to hide anymore. There are many things that shouldn't be made public, but I'm sure his judgment is sound.
Well then, I will once again entrust my friend's safety and the resolution of this case to you.
Yeah.
In honor of the bond we are forming, Mitsuru Kirijo.
I promise that I will not let you down.
Indeed, I smile back at him and move on without looking back. I know that there is someone up ahead I must atone for. There is no hesitation in my steps. Let us go. I reach the 3rd floor. After turning a corner and going for a while, finally comes into view the announcement room. This is where Kujikawa is supposed to be.
Are you Kirijo?
As the students greet me, one of them is the voice I heard through my persona, Fujikawa. I presume the other is a girl I didn't see on the video.
Hang tight, Miss President. We'll be okay now. Kirijo-san, this girl got dragged into this mess too. We have to...
So you're Kujikawa. Sorry.
Huh?
I turned to face Miss President.
We meet at last. Astounding. You really do look human, but you're not, are you?
Girl jumps at hearing this. Kirito's still also unsure. Was unsure, but I can't drag her into this. I place myself between her and Labris.
Huh? What do you mean she's not human?
Being a victim is one way to see it, but if what I've learned thus far is accurate, then the one who said this Grand Priest most likely.
Labris, our records show that you were undoubtedly a function that affects thoughts and scrambles recognition. That's why we saw and heard illusions. It would also explain General Teddy's appearance. And those...
Special equipment?
Labris' protestations of ignorance sounds as if she's not in denial about something she already knows. It's tragic hearing the desperation in her voice.
I'm sure the reason why you captured 2 people with analytical personas wasn't just to keep them from interfering with your... I came to a realization when I noticed I was the only one. And analytical personas' searches clash with your ability. They dispel illusions. So you needed to You feared that if they caught you off guard and used their persona's ability...
Oh? With that, I sound like an Artemis, yeah. That's the expected noise immediately runs across Labris's body. And it's exactly the sensation I felt before each round in the tournament. Artemisia cancels out the force scrambling our senses until the illusion begins to wear off. Little by little, the facade fades away, and her true fans emerges.
No! This can't be.
What was your motive, Labrys? I can understand why you'd hold a grudge. I caught glimpses of it on my way here. But your hatred should be centered on the Kirijo group.
Kirijo? No. I don't want to... Miss Press... Kirijo-san! She seems to be in a lot of pain. I don't know exactly what's going on.
Oh, Labrys grabbed the equipment on our back that I had mistaken for wings. It suddenly separates giant battle axes starting to see us.
Miss President?
Get back!
Labrys approaches one step at a time, her battle axe at the ready. Her steps are halting, but she's moving with battle in mind.
The injunction against harming humans has been removed? I see.
I mean, our Kuchikawa, please.
Is there no other choice?
I won't let you do any more.
Shut up! Shut up!
This is our final battle? Let's beat her up. Let's go. Yo, Labyrinth, can you don't? Now you get kicked and you're dead. And we win. Average remains still. I can hear her mutter denials. She didn't use a persona, but it's possible her mental instability prevented her from doing so. I have been a blessing in disguise.
I don't intend to turn a blind eye to the sins committed against you.
Lambert is the mastermind not only of this tournament, but maybe the entire incident from the beginning. What if the house was stolen, but instead escaped? Considering her power, it's possible that she lured the ordinary human hijackers. Knowing Lambert regained consciousness inside the cage. What if she hadn't awakened on opening it? What if she was already unconscious inside there? What if she had she had been sealed for roughly 13 years, more than enough time to formulate a plan.
That was indeed the case. It'd make more sense for this to be a plan devised by Labrys, rather than an unknown party. I can't imagine how much resentment such a tragic mastermind, huh?
Huh?
Indeed.
Mastermind? You got it wrong, Kirijo-san! That girl's not...
Ujikawa calls from behind me. Just as she does so, I feel an imminent threat pushing towards my back.
What?
I turn around in surprise. It can't be.
Looks like you've saved me.
You're...
Teddy gives me an evil smirk. Seeing a powered version of the noise, far worse than before, is everywhere around us. Ujikawa spats down while covering both her ears. It's all I can do to keep from falling to my own knees.
What's going on? This is Labrys.
As thanks for cornering the real one.
The real one, you say? And now it's to be continued. Do 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 do. Yeah! Noise lifts once the mimicry is dispelled, but what it reveals is something I had not expected.
Another Labrys?
Yeah. Another Labrys. To be continued.
Welcome.
We are now at
to the Velvet
27% completion.
Room. Exists between dream and reality, mind and matter.
We have completed 1, 2, 3, and 4 of them. Next time, I say probably maybe we take a look at Naoto and Yukiko, I guess, or maybe even Teddy. But yeah,
The persona ability is the power.
I think we've done enough for one night.
Strengthened through bonds.
Who's live right now? I know Pinky's live because I did the thing to her.
Gradually develop. The power of these social links is what will determine.
Yeah, it looks like it's just Pinky. Sure, we'll raid the penguin. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I hope to see you all at the next stream, which will be tomorrow, which will be our Persona 5 dancing stream, the beginning of it. But yeah, peace out, everyone.